So, something that I got to do and I figured out how to do is, well, if the game stops doing that. Okay, there we go. So I managed to get the webcam motion tracker software to work with VTuber Plus. So I have all of my redeems with the advanced tracking now. It took a lot of time and effort to do that, but I managed to get it to work, and I'm so happy that I did because it's going to be so much fun having both this and VTuber Plus. So it just looks that much better. And I adjusted the prices of some of the redeems, so like some of the stuff is either cheaper or there are more redemptions available. So RE7, for those who are not familiar with the Resident Evil franchise, Resident Evil 7 was kind of like a soft reboot of the series. It still takes place in the same continuity, but it is effectively a soft reboot of the entire franchise, going from third person primarily from Resident Evil 4 onward to a first person perspective. And there was a lot of heavy inspirations from the Silent Hills PT demo that was released in 2015. And it is a rock solid game. Like, this is probably, in my opinion, the scariest game in the franchise, because it's not in some crazy Umbrella Corporation lab somewhere. It's not in some other country with like aircraft carriers and explosions. No, this takes place in Louisiana. So any Louisiana natives in the chat, they actually went to Louisiana and did a lot of different techniques to get a lot of this stuff as accurate to the real Louisiana as possible using photogrammetry. Now, I can go on and on about that, but I do want to start the game and actually play through it, because I did one time do a stream of this. It was about 8 hours long, just playing the entire game. No! Oh, I can collide with it! Yeah, I can take it off of my head! Yeah, get off of there! Yeah. There we go. See, now I don't have to worry about, like, just waving my head around. I can actually physically lift it up and get rid of it. So, Blaze. But I think I'll go with normal difficulty. Madhouse is a whole different animal, and normal seems like a really good, like, middle ground, because, like, easy would be just too pitifully easy.
Hey, baby. I just wanted to send a quick hello.
May have to turn the volume up, too.
Oh, good news. I'm gonna be coming home soon. Yay! I cannot wait to be done with this babysitting job and come home to my loving husband. I miss you.
I think I might have it so low from the last time I actually played this.
I love you, Ethan. I miss you so much. I'm sending tons of kisses. Bye, baby.
Yeah, when I first played this, like, I had to, like, double take to see if, like, this was a real actor or not. Oh yeah, Resident Evil 7 is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite game in the franchise.
Ethan.
Next to RE4. Like, RE4 and RE7, like, like, they compete for my top favorite Resident Evils.
I shouldn't have. All I can say is that if you get this,
Open up a Pepsi.
stay away.
But yeah, that's cool that I can interact with it. Also gonna move the chat a little higher, because I notice it's getting obscured by my ears.
It's Ethan.
Oh, hey. You alright? You just disappeared the other night.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Actually, I think I can pause it. No, I
me.
can't pause it mid-cutscene.
She's not dead. She's alive. She's back.
They found her? How? What happened?
I don't.
Yeah,
know.
like this part right here, I could not tell if that was
I don't know
in-game
how,
graphics.
But she's back. She's back somehow.
Because I think that they trick you a
Maybe
little
it's a
bit. Like,
prank.
some of this is real
Wants me to come
footage
get her.
mixed with gameplay.
Dulvey, Louisiana.
Dude, it's been 3 years.
I know, but what
Yeah, I
is-
remember because you're using that, I believe, the
I have
Game
to
Pass
find out what
version.
happened.
Yeah, so this part right here, I am fully convinced this was a 360 camera that they just used. Like, because you'll see it in a second, but whenever he stops the car and gets out, the environment completely changes from this, looking like this, to that. Either that or they put like some sort of weird grainy effect on it to make it look like that, but I'm not sure. It just
nice.
looks really good. But I am going to adjust a few graphic settings real quick because it looks like the motion blur is like really heavy. I usually turn depth of field off and motion blur off. Like, motion blur is cool, but sometimes it's a little too overbearing, I think. See, that's a lot better. At least in my opinion. Yeah, but look at Ethan's car, like, oof. Yeah, but this is all, like, I have ray tracing on, so, like, this is all, like, ray trace lighting and reflections. Reflecting everything but Ethan. Yeah, it still feels a little quiet, so I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit more. Because, like, I have, my audio turned down by 12 decibels, and that's usually my go-to when I'm playing a game. Just because, like, I never know, like, if an audio in a game is gonna peak, and I don't want it to overpower my voice and stuff, but, like, the ambiance is just, like, super quiet, and I think that's effective. Oh, I think I also know what another issue is. I think film grain. Film grain. Oh, well, I guess not. Oh well, I'll just deal with it. But yeah, having the webcam motion capture and being able to use my emotes with the redeems, like, this is a dream come true. It was a lot of frustration to set this up, but I think it's worth it. It brings, like, all the interactivity of the previous Eno's Realm streams, and then brings in the new stuff with the redeems and so on, like changing my outfit and hitting me with ducks and so on. You may have to show me that. Yeah. Let me actually move that real quick. That is not the chat. Chat box. I'm going to move it up just a little bit. There we go. So it's not completely just, like, doing that to my...
Oh no.
Oh. My fire alarm is going off. Just a second. Let me figure that. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Something was burning in the kitchen, I guess. But anyway, I'm back. And I think my model had contorted in on itself. But we are going to continue. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I believe that is Wanda Nice. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and continue. No! Get off of my head! Ah, there we go. Please. Yeah, but I tell you what, just like seeing this game with ray tracing versus like baked lighting is a completely different experience. It's really cool. Yeah, and I do apologize for the people who joined just as that fire alarm went off. Like, I don't know what was going on there, but yeah, it should be resolved. Speaking of fires. Oh, so Mia has a Texas driver's license. Fascinating. And I like how everything is, like, conveniently, like, covered in dirt and grime. Like, I'm trying to make out any details that I can. I can kind of see some of the numbers there. It looks like the date of issue was 2012? Or it's either 2012 or 2017, I can't tell. It looks like a 2. No, that's a 7. 5/7... I don't know, like, it's just really interesting seeing, like, an in-world driver's license like that. Well, hey, could you use that hydration to, like, take out whatever fire could potentially have been caused? Like, I don't know why I just did that. I instinctively was, like, trying to shut the door. Like... I don't know why I was, like, I just looked at it and I'm like, oh, I need to shut this door like a polite person, and then nothing. Ugh. Like, I'm just wondering what they were actually trying to make. No, absolutely not. Not after that. Like, I'm just, like, wondering what... Like, I understand that this is, like, gore and stuff, but what? Like, what are they trying to cook here? Dive in... No! Heck no! Yeah, so when this game first came out, there was something called the 0 Hour demo, and they didn't tell you what exactly it was. So, like, you just went around this house and just explored. Like, they didn't tell you, like, oh, well, this is that, this is Resident Evil. Like, they made you think, like, really think on what this game actually was. Let's see here. We've got spaghetti. Why are you putting that, like, spaghetti noodles in the fridge? Let's see, like, hair and maggots. Kind of looks like my fridge at my old workplace. There was milk and, like, whipped cream in there that was, like, almost a year expired, and it was horrible. Should have the dinner of champions from this cabin. Well, look, genius, I don't have a mouth. How am I supposed to eat this stuff? Even if I wanted to eat it, I wouldn't. Or even if I could eat it, rather, I wouldn't. Magic. Well, I know that friendship is magic, but magic has nothing to do with it. I'm not going to eat some strange, like, organisms that I found in an abandoned house. Also, something that I always found really funny about, like, the tonal difference between RE7 and RE6 is when you look at, like, in RE6 you have, like, these really super advanced, like, crystal clear phones. And then in RE7, we go back to VHS tapes and camcorders. But not only that, like, even though this is like an isolated house that's been abandoned since like 2014, something that I never understood is why are we still using VHS tapes even in 2014? Like, it just seems like that would be a little too far out of date. Oh, I can actually shut the door. Thank you. So it's been a long time since I played this, so I need to go find that tape, but I want to do this as legit as possible. I don't want to, like, skip any steps, because I know what I can do here and completely skip over this section, but I just gotta remember where the VHS tape is. Oh, here's the save point. Oh, here's the VHS tape. Yeah, so I watched a documentary on this game specifically about how, like, its features were made and how, how a lot of the different techniques that they did in order to make this game, like, look as realistic as possible. So for those in the photography and 3D modeling scene, this is a technique called photogrammetry, where basically they scan an object with hundreds of photos, and they combine all these photos to create a 3D object. So what they would do is they would do the photogrammetry techniques, and then they would fix up the models afterwards to make them fit more in the world of the game that they were building. So a lot of this stuff is real objects that they just scanned in and fixed up, which I think is really incredible. And I've done a little bit of photogrammetry, but it's definitely not something that I've really delved into. Some of the newer generation iPhones let you do that.
Who? Where did you find this guy?
Give me a break, Pete.
Hey, I only work with professionals. Speaking of which, make sure the sound is right this time. I don't want a repeat of Amarillo.
That was 2 fucking years ago.
I don't do ADR.
So ADR is basically overdubbing, like, audio.
Again? Just don't be surprised if we have to make a change. New plan. We do a walkthrough of the inside first, then we shoot the intro.
Just like we always do. Just try to say the show's name this time, okay?
No problem. Tonight on Sewer Gators, another worthless fucking shithole. Happy? Ecstatic.
Okay, so if this is 2017, why are they using, like, a camcorder? Like, this should all be digital. Like, if you're a professional, like, even, like, amateurs would have digital by this point. Why are you using, like, equipment that has been obsolete for, like, what, 30 years at this point?
Now let's go.
Get out of the way.
I mean, for a specific style, sure, but
It's locked.
it's just kind of odd to me.
After you.
So, why are we in hell this time? You ever prep? What's the prep? Shitty house, spooky sounds? Ooh, is it haunted? Fuck me. I was an anchor, you know?
Weekend sub, Pete. Not anchor.
What's that?
Nothing.
Kind of reminds me of the guys I used to work with.
Abandoned farmhouse, missing family.
I've met a few good news anchors, though, so not every one of them is a jerk, but a lot of the ones that I've met and worked with personally have major ego problems.
Clancy, get a shot of this. Let's make a great cutaway.
Okay, sure, I'll do this exactly how I would do in real life.
Family go missing.
Not hillbillies, the Bakers. Jack and Marguerite Baker. They were quiet, not backward. A lot of bad rumors about their son, Lucas. Bad seed, apparently.
Well, I would open this up first.
I know I should have worn my good shoes. Oh, shit.
Yeah, so if I were to do a cutaway shot, I'd probably like have it like here, and then just have the pot open.
This would make a great backdrop. Andre, what do you think? Andre? Andre! Andre! Clancy, you see where Andre went?
Wait, he had something in his inventory. What was it? Sewer Gators episode 17. Sneak into a Louisiana ghost house. Oh, it's a project proposal. Like, it's not...
Where is he? Unfucking believable. This is the last time I work with that guy. I mean, producers, they come and go, but a good cameraman like you, Clancy, you stick with me.
Yeah, because... like, when you get afraid and then the guy you were just berating goes missing, you're like, oh, well, I'm so scared. Like, I didn't really mean it, guys.
What the fuck was that? Did you hear that?
Just barely. Because even when I turn all the game audio up, it's still a little off.
Andre? Where the fuck is he? Andre, where are you, man?
Gonna go grab some knobs, so I wanted to stop in and say hi and leave a lurk. Okay, Blaze, no problem. You know, I can just do this and get it off. See? Haha! Gotcha. See, I have a technique to get rid of that bucket now. So, nice try.
What the hell?
I can defend myself from the ducks, too. So if you use the ducks, I can defend
You're
myself.
fucking kidding me. Alright, new deal. We find Andre and we go. I mean, fuck this show.
Well, it's not really cheating if I'm utilizing my actual body to do so. Like, Y... Well, I can't... Like, when I try to do it, it does... Y, M, C, A... Yeah, it... Since it's doing it by my webcam, like, it has to, like, immediately, like, start building a skeleton on my hands and my arms.
You first. Need a nice hero shot of me coming down the ladder. So, you first. What do you see? What is it?
Well, here, do your hero shot, genius. Wait, can I just go back up and just, like, say, eh? Or is he gonna be like, no, 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 you gotta go back down there? It's like, there's nothing down there, let's go. Pete. Just, like, push him down. Well. Yeah, so that's one of the things that I really like about this game is that it references a lot of old horror. Like, that was clearly trying to represent the Blair Witch Project in a way, and I think that's incredible. Like, it just takes so many notes from different horror franchises, and I think that's really cool. So, like, Blair Witch Project as being one that I'll mention more as we get in without spoiling anything. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have to actually go down there to get the thing for the other thing. That is very descriptive, you know? I have to go down here to, I believe, get the battery or the fuse to go upstairs into the attic. Not only that, like, Ethan is going through all of this wearing like a bit like business casual. Like, he's got my respect, like going through all of this in like a business casual outfit. Because running around in dress shoes is not fun. But it shows you how long that it's been since that tape was recorded, because the blood is still here, but it's all dried. Jeez, Ethan, what did you eat? Well, then again, I could probably answer that question, considering we just had that slop from earlier. Well, we found Andre. Ugh. So what I wonder is, like, how did he get from over there to over there? Well, I guess Jack might have thrown him there. Best not to think about it.
Mia?
Let's see. Ben, dead. Harold, turned. Arthur, turned. Tamara, turned. Craig, dead. Layla, dead. Sean, dead. Well, of the dead. William, dead. Travis, turned. Peter, dead. Andre, dead. Clancy, L. Mia, can't pronounce that. Turned. Clyde, dead. Lindsay, turned. Stephen, turned. Nathaniel, dead. Edward, dead. Nadine, dead. Alex, dead. Tom, dead. Reed, turned. Susan, turned. Joseph, turned, or dead, and then David is dead. Hi, Trends! Welcome! So, good news. I got the webcam motion capture to work with VTuber Plus. So, I have the redeems and the advanced tracking. It took a lot of effort, but I got it to work properly. Though, because I was alt-tabbing a lot due to some other stuff, like, I had to, like, for some reason, my arms are, like, far back for some reason, but it doesn't bother me too much. Because that's just the result of being alt-tabbing. Well, I'm glad that you're here. Because I also changed some of my redeems, so the prices are much more reasonable. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Because I can actually touch the head pats now. Thank you. I think it's a win-win. Like, after all that time and effort, like, it was definitely worthwhile to get the advanced tracking with VTuber Plus. But yeah, I like how the bolt cutters are just on the table right next to a door that needs bolt cutters.
It's me. It's Ethan.
Ethan? Ethan?
Are you alright?
You shouldn't be here.
What do you mean? You contacted me.
No, I wouldn't. Did I? Did anyone see you? Did he see you?
Who else is here? What the hell's going on?
Daddy's coming. We need to go.
Daddy?
We need to go now!
Out of context, that's... Daddy's coming.
Where are you taking me?
Someplace safe.
Are you gonna tell me what's going on? Oh no. Baby, you've been gone for 3
Oh, thank you for the follow. Um,
Has there
Missouri
been
Boy
any
23,
news?
welcome, welcome. I changed the sound effect in my follow, just to oh no. I just couldn't think of anything more appropriate, and it was the only WAV file I had on hand that I felt would actually fit. So thank you for the follows.
What is this place? What'd they do to you?
Not now. We need to get out of here first. I think it's this way.
Oh, these are bags of, like, blood and guts and stuff. I was wondering what those were.
Mia.
I love Capcom games. Me too. Resident Evil 7 is one of my two favorite Resident Evil games of all time. This and RE4 are my favorites.
Just tell me what's going on.
I'm telling you everything that I know. We have to go this way.
What, towards the wall? Because that's where you were pointing. And see, like I said earlier in chat, games that I played before, like horror games, don't really give the same, like, scare factor, but Resident Evil 7 is still one of my all-time favorites, just for the gameplay. Like, I just love the gameplay and the setting and the style. Really, it was a return to form for Capcom, and I just absolutely adore Resident Evil 7. Like, I like Village, but I feel like Village, like, it wasn't as scary, and it was more of, like, it was a great game, but I feel like they really toned down the scare factor of that one a little too much.
It's there.
Because I remember, like, there was an interview with, like, a Capcom producer that was like, oh, well, Resident Evil 7 was too scary, so we toned it down in RE Village. And it's like, well, that's the point of a horror game. It's like, it's supposed to be scary. Like, if it's scary, like,
I remember this room.
if you're saying that it's too scary, then it's good.
I'm sure of it.
Like, that's what sets you apart from competition, like, say, Dead Space
It's
or
gone.
Silent Hill.
We're gonna be a family now that you're here. There's another door here. I'm sure of it.
I was excited that Separate Ways DLC got revealed today at PlayStation State of Play. Yeah, I saw that, and also the VR mode is really cool, but I don't have PlayStation VR. I have PC VR with the Index. So it's kind of sad that I won't be able to enjoy it, like, as intended, but, well, the fact that it's there is what's cool. And there are PC VR mods for Resident Evil 7 that add, like, full motion control, same with RE2 Remake and RE3 and Village, so I would imagine that something like that will come to RE4, but it won't be the same.
Mia?
There's no way. There's just no way that me just walking in here, I would not hear, like, the stomp stomp of Jack Baker's boots coming in there and taking Mia through this wall. Like, there's no way that that would have happened in that short of a time span. Well, I guess he didn't break through the wall. There's a door here, so he just opened it and then just dragged her in. How am I doing today? I'm doing okay. There were some technical issues at the beginning of the stream, but they've been remedied, so I'm doing well. And again, thank you for the follow. I think the last time I played this was probably like 2018, 2019, so it's been a fair bit since I've touched the game. And I had to almost entirely reinstall the entire thing because there was a ray tracing update that they did whenever they did the next-gen upgrades of the game, and it was like 50 gigabytes. So I had to essentially reinstall the entire game to play it for stream, which wasn't a big deal, but it's like... It's a non-negotiable upgrade, so you have to, like, download the upgrade to continue playing it. Oh, hey, my pizza's here. Pizza delivery man behind the door. Oh, that is creepy. So I think because of the ray tracing lighting, it may be a little hard to see on the stream's end, but I can actually see Mia on the staircase right now. That is creepy as hell. Oh shit, that was cool. Suggest a game demo? Yeah, sure. What do you suggest?
Mia. Wait! Wait!
I mean, we're just gonna take the hands-on approach, I guess. I really feel like Ethan would be screaming in agony because he just got stabbed through the hand.
I can feel her clawing her way back inside of me. Get out! Leave me alone! I'm going back. I deserve this.
Bramble the Mountain King. Based on Scandinavian folklore. So I've seen that before, but I have not played it. What's it about? Well, save for the fact that it's based on Scandinavian folklore.
You shouldn't have called me, Ethan. Now you have to be dead too.
I keep forgetting that this is RE7 and not Village, and I don't have the counterattack option. See, like, even just the music here, like, just feels like classic slasher horror, or, like, just classic horror in general. Like, it being a soft reboot in the Resident Evil franchise, it's just cool to see that. Like, even though it's been quite a number of years since this game released, it's still, like, it's still a really fun experience. It's a really good game. I haven't played it yet, but it's a horror open-world action game. It definitely has some scary moments in it. Yeah, I'll check it out. Like, I really want to play as many horror games as I can for the spooky season. I have a couple different ones planned, and I'm going to try to stream like every other day to kind of make up for that. So
What the fuck is going on?
I'm starting now and then through the end of October.
There should be a way out through the attic.
Attic.
Go there. Now.
I have Resident Evil Village. I bought it in the PlayStation Summer Sale. Yeah, Village is a good game. Like I said, it's great, but I think the only issue I had with it is that they toned down the scare factor a little bit, and it felt more like Resident Evil 4, because Resident Evil 4 was a great game, but it, like, once, like I say with a lot of horror games and movies, like, once you've played it or seen it before, the scare factor is kind of toned down a little bit. Also, little known fact, you can pick up the axe after Mia disappears. Most people don't realize that you can pick it up again, but it doesn't really serve too much of a purpose. I just joined, saw and heard your plans. Hi, Tasty! So, if you redeem the hydrate and then the bucket goes on my head, I can actually knock it off with my hands now. So, like, if you do that, I can fight back. Okay, so I've got the hatchet. Ah! No. Off of my head. There we go. See? Ha! Gotcha. I also changed the hydrate reward. So it says like Eno must like drink water or something. That way there's no confusion between the two. Okay, so remember I have to go to the attic, but I have to go find that power strip. Because it has been a fair bit since I played this, so I got to remember. No! Get off my... No! Yeah! I can fight back now. Okay, so that's just the footage that I just got, and down there. Yeah. Oh, geez, it really has been a long time. I don't remember where the fuse was. But I know I don't have to go back downstairs. Maybe it's in here somewhere. So I guess this is kind of like a fresh playthrough because it's been so long that I don't remember certain things, and I think that's good. Because it's a more, like, down-to-earth, legitimate experience rather than me just, like, knowing where everything is. So what other games are you planning to... Or do you want to keep it a surprise? Dead Space 2 is going to be one. And I will be starting Metro. I like your model on stream. It's cool. Oh, thank you. So there's actually a redemption to change my outfit. So this is just one of many outfits that I have. So like for a certain amount of channel points, there's a one per person redemption on changing my outfit. So like I have other things like a hoodie, I have a sweater, like I've got a lot of different things that I can change into. Oh, I've got the bolt cutters and the fuses in the closet, that's right. Or the thingy. And it also tracks my eyes too, so like you can see like my subtle eye movements as well. Oh, hey Mia. Here, let me give you a hand. Well,
It's okay.
see, I knew it was coming and I instinctively looked, but I just wasn't sure if it was that part or not. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth got shown off today. I definitely want to buy the game. Me too! Well, see, I told you we needed to give her a hand. I have Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate for Steam, but I just have not played it yet, because that's a very long, like, that's a long thing to get dedicated to, since I'm already playing Kingdom Hearts 1. Man, I gotta hand it to you, Ethan. Your pain threshold is insane. But he might also be in a state of shock, so he's probably not like focusing too much on it. And another thing is that you can also not pick up your hand either. You can just leave it there, but then it'll just magically appear. I might actually do that. Just leave the hand there. For a second there, I thought he was gonna press the button with his bloody stub. Well, I mean, Ethan, like, you gotta join the club of spirits, man. Like, I don't have any hands. I've got nubs for hands. Well, I mean, technically they're hands, but... Urgh! No! No, it's not getting off. Push. Oh, I got stuck on my glasses. So you won that time. That round you won. But this is the start of the war. Anyway, the M19 handgun, which is just a 1911.
Fine.
Also, I gotta take a closer look at this ammo, too. Handgun, hunting ammunition, 9mm handgun, high velocity. Well, they do make 9mm 1911s, and I can't really tell based on the in-game, but usually the 1911 is like in a 45 ACP cartridge. But it's not unheard of for there to be 1911s and 9mm. Also, there's a mistake that I noticed. He does not... he needs to pull that small part back because the gun is not charged, so it would not fire. Like, every time I stream and, like, I know the part of the weapon, like, I completely forget what it's called. Because, like, it's not like performance anxiety or something, it's just that, like, my brain just, like, does dumb things. Are you gonna play Outlast on stream? Possibly. I do own Outlast and Outlast 2, and I've never actually played either of them. But it'll depend. Like, I've already got a lot of requests to play stuff, so my October's gonna be pretty packed, which is great. Wait, how did she get down so quickly?
I have to do this.
And so do I. Yeah, but like I said, Ethan's got an insane pain threshold if he's able to do that. Like, not only is he able to just walk around with no problem without a hand that is still bleeding, but also reload and fire a handgun in the process. She's right behind me, isn't she? Yep. Sorry, Mia. I'm gonna... You can never be too careful. Okay, time to make my way up into this open window.
Welcome to the family, son.
Okay, you can't tell me that Jack was standing there the whole time. Like, I literally turned around and he just warped into existence. You can't tell me that he was standing there the whole time. How does Ethan open the door with his nub anyway? Well, I mean, like I said, I mean, the nub squad here. Like, I understand opening and closing objects with just these, but still. I mean, he doesn't exactly have, like, spiritual telepathic abilities like myself. Just in time to welcome Ethan to the family. Hey, Dio! Do you have any games you could suggest to me? If you haven't played Dead Space Remake already, highly recommend that one. If you're a big fan of Resident Evil 4, Dead Space is basically just RE4 in space.
You have work to do.
My favorite survival horror franchise, by the way. Yeah, see, I didn't pick up the hand, and then it's just magically there. But that's just like straight up horror. Silent Hill 2 is another one that's spooky and atmospheric, but like the dialogue is a bit corny.
Where am I? What the hell?
Rise and shine, sleepyhead. It's time for supper.
Who are all you people? Where's Mia?
Eat it. It's good.
Dumb some bitch wasn't no good if it hit him.
Yes.
Well, just another just another wholesome family holiday dinner. Well, at least Lucas and I can bond over the fact that we both lost our left hand.
He's not eating it, Jack. He's not eating it.
Get the hell up, Marguerite.
They said for him.
Get the hell out of here.
You're a son of a bitch. Oh, I can't believe it. You son of a bitch. He's not eating it. He's not eating it.
This was supposed to be a very special feast. My boy.
God damn it. I bet it's that cop again.
I gotta buy the Silent Hill 2 remake. There's still no release date yet. Yeah, I have it on my wish list. I just haven't. I haven't finished the original just yet. That's another one I'm playing on streaming because I started it, but I like playing it with a friend, but I never finished it. So I'm gonna probably do that on stream maybe. So for horror fans out there that are specifically horror movie fans, like this scene, while maybe it's not been explicitly stated its inspiration, but it's fairly obvious that this is based off of the dinner scene from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because we've got elderly family member who can barely move, and we basically had the dinner table with psychopaths, essentially. Because it takes a lot of cues from a lot of classic horror and slasher films, and I really love that. 3 missing during Urbex's trip. State authorities are asking for help locating 3 men who went missing during their travel to the Dulvey Parish from New Orleans on the 9th of this month. The missing men have been identified as Peter Walken, Andre Stickland, and Clancy Jarvis. The 3 produced videos for the internet and traveled to Dulvey to shoot footage for the latest production. The videos consist mostly of the group exploring abandoned buildings and haunted houses. Okay, that was it. They got a nice speaker system. Handgun ammo for a gun I don't even have. Because at least they were smart and they disarmed me. Like, they took away my weapons. But yeah, like, what made this so scary compared to other Resident Evil titles is that it's familiar. Like, it's not some creepy mansion somewhere or an Umbrella Corporation laboratory. It's literally just a plantation house. Where's my mower? Has anybody seen my something? Ooh, let's see what's in the fridge. We got some blood and guts. I think there's some marinara sauce down there. Some beer. Bread. Some jam. Strawberry jam. You've even got a crazy person with a chainsaw. Exactly! It is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And they reference Evil Dead, too, which is great. And I love that. But yeah, with the ray tracing, like, the lighting is just so incredible. Like, this is definitely a really good upgrade. Male 20s, portly barbecue, male 30s, meaty sauté. Oh, so they're just listing the parts of people that they've eaten. Okay. See some shipping pallets. I don't know, just like I'm just taking in the details a lot more because I don't feel like I have to rush playing this. I can just play it to play it. So like just observing like the world that they built is just cool. Oh, yeah, they also took my bolt cutters, too, so I can't cut that. But yeah, like, if this was in, like, tip-top shape, this would be a really nice house. Oh, hi, Jack. Yes, I've never actually been to Louisiana myself. I've been close. I've been to both Mississippi and I've also been to Arkansas, but the farthest that I've ever been, or the closest I've ever been to Louisiana was in Mississippi. Oh, he's right there.
Slip out before dinner was done?
Nope, I'm gonna get back in my seat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, yum. Organs and body parts. Ooh. Looks delicious. What are you doing with that shovel?
Still here.
And I'm not. Well, you're the one who broke it, asshole.
Wasted your time.
Well, at least he made a nice hole in the wall for me. Because now we can play Ring Around the Rosie with Jack Baker. I literally just, like, turned my head a little bit, like, you might have even seen it on my model, just to, like, because I was looking around the corner. How do you know my name, Jack? We haven't even introduced ourselves yet. Let's see, we've got some tomato paste, cream of celery, creative cooking, something like that. No tomato sauce, no life. You haven't tried our tomato sauce? Then have you been living under a rock? Well, today I'd like to introduce you to the Gamizi tomato sauce. Cream of celery. Or it's tomato paste, I guess. The Hey Bro Feel Fresh. Then it's like a push mower or like a riding mower or something. See, that's just cool. Like, you can just look up and see, like, little details like the thermal insulation of a house. Like, they really put a lot of thought into designing these places. But, like, I would never be caught going under a house like this. Like, oh, I would be way too paranoid about, like, insects and stuff. Well, yes, it's a pair of dirty socks, Ethan. But since I've pretty much, like, done everything in this game, I have, like, all of these different unlocks, like infinite ammo and the circular saw. But I think the only things that I'll grab out of this crate are going to be the X-ray glasses, because they help me see items. And you know what? I will... What is that? Reduce damage from guarding. Sure, I'll take the circular saw out just so I have something. So now I'm the crazy guy with the saw. So you're literally gonna call me right as I exit the door? Hey, I just met you. And this is crazy.
You did good, Ethan.
Zoe, right? What the fuck are they?
Shut up and listen if you want to stay alive. You gotta get out of that house. There might be a way out through the main hall.
All right.
Oh, and that thing on your wrist is a codex. Don't lose it. It's important.
Hell of a girl.
Not only that, I mean, you'd think she'd be able to tell me a little bit more information, but then again, maybe she's on the run, so she has to, like, go to, like sprint to one of the phones in the house. It's like, hey, you know, this is the information. Then somebody hears her, she has to put it down and go to the other phone. But I mean, since the Baker family apparently has the abilities of clairvoyance and also teleportation, I think that Zoe would have no problem doing that. It's secured with tape that can't be removed by hand. I literally have a saw. Like, I need to go back to Home Depot and return this thing if it's not cutting duct tape, you know? Like, it just seems a little bit odd that a circular saw cannot cut through duct tape. Either the saw is faulty, or that duct tape is insanely powerful. Jack and Marguerite 25th wedding anniversary. You don't know him, but you get the feeling he's an asshole. February 2013. What was I doing in February 2013? I was a junior in high school at the time? Well, depending on the time and date, probably in my chemistry class or something along those lines. It's just so weird to think that, like, 2013 was 10 years ago. Because that's when I first started doing videos and stuff on the internet, was back in 2013.
Hey, you! Hey, over here!
Hey, you gotta help me.
Hold on, back up. Now, sir, do you live here? I mean, is this your property?
What? Me? No. No.
All right. Now, we got several calls about some missing persons lately.
You don't understand. I gotta get out of here.
Calm down.
You're not listening to me. There are crazy people in this house trying to fucking kill me.
Well, all right. Let me tell you this. You don't exactly seem like you're playing with a full deck yourself, all right?
Are you kidding me?
Look, like I said, we've had several missing persons calls. And I can't rule out that an outsider like yourself may not be involved.
All right. I'll tell you whatever you
You know, he's got a point, though.
All right. Now, that's more like it. Now, meet me in the garage. We'll talk there.
Hey, wait. You gotta give me your gun.
You must have lost your mind.
Look, officer.
Deputy.
Right. Deputy. Now, do you want to see my name in the obituaries? Or do you want to be a hero and save my life? A fucking pocket knife?
Here. Take it. That's all you're gonna get.
Well, at least he had the courtesy to give him the pocket
Garage.
knife.
Now.
What am I gonna do with a knife?
I could name tons of things you could do with a knife, like cutting that circular saw resistant duct tape that was in the other room, Ethan. Because, like, I'm just like, I know it's a gameplay thing, but it's just like, I'm baffled that this circular saw can't cut through freaking duct tape. So you need to get a pocket knife to do it. Also, just another content warning. Like I said, you know, a lot of this stuff in this game is very 18 plus. It's very gory, so I just wanted to warn anybody who may be sensitive to like super gory stuff beforehand, because I know that there's some people in the stream who may not like that sort of thing. So I just wanted to give forewarning. This game is extremely gory. So if that's not your thing, then I'll be playing Kingdom Hearts again this week if that's more of something that you're comfortable with. So, hey, the devs want you to use that knife. I know they want me to use that knife, but I got a circular saw. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, I know it's a gameplay feature, but it's just so funny to me that like the circular saw can't do anything.
Hey, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Now first you need to tell me what you're doing out here alone in the middle.
Oh, hey, Kara. Again, I also wanted to say that now that I've seen you, Kara, welcome to the stream. You can give me head pats if you'd like, but I do want to say that this next part is going to be extremely gory, so if that's not your thing, I would advise turning away just for a moment, and I'll say when it's safe to view. I really care about all of my viewers, and I just want to make sure that everyone's comfortable with whatever I'm playing, so just a fair warning, this next part is going to be pretty gory, so.
Good or not?
Me? What about you?
No, it's my job. Won't you do your job and tell me? Answer my questions.
You're not gonna believe me if I told you.
Try me. Hey, put that door back. Put that door back up. Wait!
See, I told you, the Baker family has bullshit teleportation powers, because there's no way that he was able to do that. I don't have enough space for my own car keys? You're kidding me. Okay, ammo. Okay. No! I'm sorry, Jack. I apologize for making fun of your teleportation abilities. Please teach me your ways, oh wise sensei. Car keys. Alright, come on over, Jack.
You can't take on an old man?
Come on, get in the car, Ethan! Quickly! We gotta do it before he gets in. No! No, no, no! No! No, let me in! This is my car! And the window's, like, really dirty. Resident Evil to Grand Theft Auto. The cop even glanced back to check what's happening behind him. Yeah, like, Jack just has these magical, like, teleportation abilities. Like, see? Like, there's no way that he got from under the car to up here. Hold on, folks. I'm going to the store. What does everyone want? Milk, please. Like, milk and, candy and a bunch of other sweets, potentially. I'll still never understand why Ethan didn't just say, I've been kidnapped. Yeah, like, that's a very, like, obvious thing to say, too. It's like, hey, I've been kidnapped. Well, I mean, still, he's, like, there's all, like, the... Like, he's still in the situation, so, like, I mean, like, if I were in that situation, I would be like, okay, we'll come out here with your hands up, like, stay by my car, I'm gonna radio this in, get some backup. Like, that's what I would have done.
Oh boy! Now look what you've done, motherfucker!
Nope, 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 no! My insurance rates are going to go through the roof after that incident. Why is he yelling when you're in control of the gas and the brake? Mr. teleports his car. So, now that Jack is incapacitated at the moment, I'm gonna see what's in here. Ooh, handgun ammo. Yeah, but like I said, like, fix up this house. Like, it'd be a nice place to live. Like, just all this space. Like, there's just so much you could do with it, like, with a lot of TLC. Like, heck, there's even a, like, I'm guessing these are probably stolen from, like, the various victims that they brought here, but, like, they've even got, like, off-road bikes and stuff. So Jack is all the way over here. Why can't I go up the left?
Do I have your attention, boy? You're about to see some more. Fuck!
I have a very specific set of skills. Skills used only when it's plot convenient. Yeah, but this new ray trace lighting really changes it up quite a bit. Like Jack actually has, like, fogginess to his lenses and stuff. Like, that's really cool. Because it was like it's a retroactive upgrade, so, like, it wasn't built with ray tracing in mind, at least as far as I'm aware, so they added it retroactively in an update for the next gen releases. And I think it's really cool. Like, it changes a lot of, like, the dynamics of just the mood. Because, like, for example, these fluorescent light bulbs up here, like, they just give off, like, that illumination that you would expect, and that's really cool. Here, I'll also open the garage door, just in a good faith, representation. Like, if Jack needs to get out and take a break, I've opened the door, so he is feel free to go relax in his bed. I mean, he's a hard-working family man. I mean, he needs his rest. And somebody also needs to repair the dining room table, too, but that's beside the point. Yeah, but like I said, I just always found it weird that, like, we're using, like, cassette tapes and VHS cameras and camcorders and stuff. Because this game takes place in 2017, and even in 2017, like, it was rare for me to see, like, anybody using, like, camcorders and VHSs. Because in Resident Evil 6, like, it was just nothing but, like, like, there was, like, all these futuristic, like, crystal clear phones and stuff. It was just bizarre. A burst through walls family man. Yeah, like, he's completely content with destroying his own home. Because he's a hardworking family man, so he knows that at the end of the day, he can repair it, they can have a nice family talk, and then everything will be okay. Shoot me, shoot me. I think I'm gonna make some medicine. Like a singular shotgun shell, okay. For a shotgun I don't even have. Oh hey, it's other magical teleporting family member who goes to each phone in the house. Hello?
Did my daddy give you a hard time?
That's your father?
He used to be.
I'm sorry, but he's dead now.
You just might be able to pull this off.
What? Pull what off?
There's something I need you to do, but I can't explain it right now. You may need some sort of keys to do it, but find a way out of the house.
Okay.
I'll be in touch.
Gotta respect the old-fashioned folks. Absolutely. Like, Jack's a war veteran. Like, he's a hard-working war veteran and a good family man. Like, able to destroy multiple things in his house and it just be completely fine the next day. Over 20 missing in 2 years, Captain Howell from State Police told reporters they have started to search for Helen Midkiff, a college student from North Carolina who was traveling in Louisiana. Miss Midkiff hasn't been heard of since the night of the 21st. Reports of missing persons in South Louisiana have increased dramatically in the past 2 years. The majority of those missing are tourists and vagrants. At least 20 people are thought to have gone missing so far. Police suspect foul play and believe there may be a connection between the incidents. Plans are in place to set up local interrogations and increase personnel for the investigations. Alyssa Ashcroft, January 19, 2016. So if they're setting up local investigations and like increasing police presence, then why did that deputy come by himself to a potentially hazardous situation? Or at the very least, most like modern police forces would have like some sort of like system in place where like if like a single deputy went out there, that they would know, like, if he doesn't report back after a certain amount of time. So it's like... Also, some moldy bread. Moldy fruits. And some chips. And some beer. And cigarettes. Still, like I said, I would really love to... Like, if I could live in a house like this and, like, fix it and, like, it was all fixed up, this would be a really cool place to live. Probably haunted as shit, though. We figured out switching. It's me, Juniper. Hey, welcome! Hi! I haven't seen you in a while. How's it going, Strawberry System? And Juniper specifically. I haven't seen you all in a long time. I think it was the Resident Evil 6 stream the last time we saw you. But welcome, welcome. Maybe it's Daddy's hobby. Oh, so he's also a football player. Or at least, what, like, appreciates football. And see, sports is really strange for me. Like, I like sports, but I only like physically being in, like, at a game. Like, I can't watch sports, like, on, like, a video or something like that. I have to physically be at the place the sport is happening at. So, like, I love baseball, but I really only watch it if, like, I have, like, a family member or, like, it's a big game or something like that. I just don't really like to watch games. The word living room is written. Okay, so I have to go back downstairs with this. I just thought it would be fun to explore as a kid, so many nooks and crannies. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like that, like in like cartoons and stuff where you'd think like, oh, that's grandma's house or grandpa's house. Like this is kind of what I think of like in those like old-timey cartoons. Okay, there we go. Just need to make sure that my motion tracking was still working. Decided I want to get into streaming open world games. Specifically, I'm thinking of streaming GTA 3 because gotta acknowledge the historical notables. Yeah, like GTA 3 would be really fun. I actually bought the original version before they took that off of Steam and replaced it with the definitive editions, which with a couple modifications, the definitive editions can be really good. But there were still a lot of issues with it, so. Oh yeah, the living room is actually back through here. This is like a study hall room. PS2 MU. It's definitely built PS2 in mind. Yeah, and I think Retro Arch. I don't want to say too much on stream because you know liability concerns, but Retro Arch is a good one. Like it's a front end for a lot of different things. I did not mean to shoot the grandfather clock. The only thing I can focus on when watching baseball is the unique types of pitching. Or the fights and injuries. Whenever, it was like in 2013 or 2012 or something, I mentioned this a long time ago on a stream, but there was a baseball game between the Canadian and Mexican teams, and they got into a massive brawl where like everyone was just fighting each other on the field. Like they just like one guy got hit with a ball, and then they all just got onto the field and started getting into a brawl with each other. And I watched that live. I don't remember exactly what the game was for. I think it was like it might have been like something related to the Olympics or something. I don't remember what it was, but it was just like seeing them all brawl with each other was just strange. But I guess it's also kind of like hockey. Like when you play hockey, like or watch hockey, you like expect there to be brawls. Okay, that's just the same newspaper. Did GTA 3 make an open-ended sandbox the defining genre of the century? Yeah, because GTA 3 like wasn't GTA 3 like kind of like the building block for San Andreas? I don't remember which one came first. But like GTA 3, like pretty much every Grand Theft Auto game, like mainline, really changed like the game each time. And we've been constantly building groundwork late most recently. Tears of the Kingdom also was really damn impressive because, like, there were performance issues on Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom, like, they added, like, 2 other maps to the open world, which was insane. So you've got the sky, the depths, and then Hyrule. And they changed it enough where it felt like it wasn't just the same game again, and that's incredible. I thought I was hearing things. Oh, Marguerite's out there. Can I hit Marguerite? No. I never knew that she was wandering out there. Cool. Like, I played this game so many times, I never knew that Marguerite was actually out there. That's neat. Toilet coin. At least they won't have to worry about toilet paper for a while. So let me look at the map again. So, get 3 dog heads to open door to the yard. Okay, so we gotta go into Grandma's room and the kids' room. So there's still a couple places I haven't been in. Have I been in there? Yeah, that was... that feel when you don't have enough space in your inventory. Let's see. I'll just make another health. Because then I can get rid of this tape shortly after I use it, so I don't have to worry about it. July 19th, 2017. Mia, Ethan, please watch this. But like I said, it's just like, why are we using VHS tapes? Like, it just feels like they would have, like, at least a cell phone.
If you find this, I know I can't expect.
Which, Lucas Baker does have a cell phone. Like, why are we still using VHS tapes? Snapping long day. Oh, hi Sarah, welcome.
I don't know what happened. There's so much that you need to know.
There you are. You gave us quite a scare, young lady.
I can't let her hurt me again.
You know, Marguerite's really not in any hurry to capture me. Well, it's like, if you're gonna tell me that you're over there, at least give me, like, some bridge or something. Like, knock down a piece of wood so I can get over there. Make yourself useful, ghost girl. Like, if I'm the mommy, then sure, you're gonna, like, give me some help.
I need to hide. I need to hide.
What have I done to deserve this except open my home and feed you?
Don't come around the corner. Don't come around the corner. Just go through that door. Yeah. Just like that. I could hear Mia's heartbeat there for a minute. Either that or it was my heartbeat. Now's not the time for that. I think I actually have to go through the door that she just came through. But it's been, like, I think, like I said, the last time I played this was like 2 years after launch, so like 2019. And I streamed the entire game in like a 9-hour stream. Maybe like 8.5.
Think I don't know what you want to do with that boy, Ethan?
Oh, she's right there. Oh.
No, don't come over here.
Just go back inside. There's nothing to see here, Marguerite. There's nothing to see. It's just swampland. Just listen to the sounds of nature. Okay, she's right there. Because I think she has like a set pattern. Like I think she goes like back inside and then through another door, and then I have to...
My babies and fertilize the garden with what was left. We open our home. We open our hearts. And what do you do?
Okay, so I think I should be okay. Okay. So the thing about these puzzles is that it actually teleports you away from this area of the map to like slightly above it. So even if she spotted me, or like she was in the other room and like came in, it wouldn't do anything because I'm not physically in that area. Because like I looked at the different techniques they did to build this game, and it's really fascinating how a lot of the techniques were pulled off. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, photogrammetry was a big one in terms of like their model making, but like other stuff too. And also, for those who are just joining or joined a little bit earlier, I have new redeems available. So if you want to give, you know, some head pats, they would be much appreciated. And because I got the webcam motion capture working with my redeems, I can fight back. So if you hit me with a bucket or throw ducks at me, I can fight back. So no. Get him off of me! No! Rubber duckies are for the bathtub. They're not for hitting me. But if you do a bucket on my head, I will be able to fight back for that, because I can just knock the bucket off of my head because my hands have collision. So you won't be able to stick a bucket on my head and keep it there. I will knock it off immediately. No, I'm prepared. See, told you. I will get it off every time. Oh, that's Marguerite right there.
You! All you have to do is accept her fucking gift! We love you! Why can't you see that? Embrace us!
I'm just amazed that she was not able to see Mia that entire time. Because I'm literally just going around this. Like this, I have to be spotted at some point.
Believe he's gonna put up with your shit forever, bitch! I am through playing games with you! You hear me? You hear me? You hear me?
What sucks is I think I have to go that way. Come on, Marguerite, go through the other way so I can get through you. Like, just walk that way. Mia's gonna be over in that corner somewhere.
Stay right there, you little bitch!
Oh, she spotted. No!
You've been a bad girl!
You failed. It's not even a standard you died screen, it's just you failed. And, well, I understand that. I also have a blink emote, like a close my eyes emote now too, so I can just close my eyes like this and just look down in despair. So I would say, like, this is kind of like a culmination of all the different, like, techniques I've done with my VTuber stuff, so it's nice. It gives a lot of interactivity that I didn't have before, and I'm really happy and grateful for it.
She loves you. She wants
So I think when she goes over there and is looking that way, that's when I have to go.
you. All you have to do is accept her fucking gift.
Because, like, that'll give me a split second to bolt. Oh, she spotted me. Yep.
Get back to your room right now.
Is there another door that I can go through, or can I just, like... Okay, well, I can go back this way if I need to, but the door would be locked, so... So, what if, like, she spots me and then I just run? Like, that's what I want to try. Like, see if she can actually follow me and, like, pull me out of that, because that would be terrifying.
You. All you have to do is accept her fucking gift.
Well, how about you open your eyes and look at me, then? I'm literally right here, standing in front of you in full sight, teabagging the ground, and you're telling me that you can't see me. Up, down, up, down, up,
We
down.
love you. Why can't I gotcha?
No, you don't. It actually worked. But because it's well-known fact that the Bakers have, like, teleportation powers in this game, that she's probably just gonna pop up, like, right here and get me. Or she's gonna wait for me over there. No, wait! No fucking way!
Back to your room.
Somebody clip that. I called it, and I did I not call that she was just gonna teleport on the other way? Like, I called that. Like, oh my god. I'm probably doing this wrong, that's probably why this keeps happening, but I'm just guessing that she has to come over here and do that.
She loves you. She wants us to be a family, goddammit. You.
But to be fair, Twitch clips have been being a little weird lately. So, if the clips don't work, it's okay. Like, I had to actually highlight some of my stuff yesterday from the Kingdom Hearts stream because clips were just like, whoops, something went wrong. It's been doing that for a few days now. Like, I've been trying to, like, clip stuff from the Medal of Honor stream, and...
Why can't you see that? Embrace us! There are known unknowns here, and you are not paying fucking attention!
There we go.
No! You don't fucking try to take your share of the blame! There's no way out of there, Missy!
Looks like it's part of something. Yeah, it's a crank. So, my question is, who's lighting these candles under the house next to wood? Like, it's actually a lot harder to start a fire than you'd think, but it's just like, why? Like, this is a hazard. Like, why would you do this? Okay, so I can't go out there. Is there something I have to click on down here, I wonder? Oh. The picture.
Where do you think you're going?
I just thought I'd give you some light to play in. Oh, thank you, Sarah.
What did they do to you, Mia?
Okay, now we're out of that nightmare into the other one. Okay, so I really gotta go back downstairs and put some stuff into that crate. Because I have, like, so much stuff, and I'm already at max inventory, so I gotta go back downstairs and get rid of some of this stuff. But I think it's good that I'm forgetting stuff about this game, because it will make this more of a fresh playthrough, I think. Because I think the last time that I did play this game, like, on the internet for a stream, like, on a completely different project, I had already played it, like, a bunch of times before, so, like, it was just routine. But since it's been so long since I played it, it's no longer routine. It's, like, an experience that you're familiar with, but, like, you get rusty with. So I'll actually go ahead and put the circular saw back in there since I don't really need it right now. I think that's enough inventory spaces for what I need. Considering I've got these glasses on that tell me where everything is, but still. I'm not very observant, so it's good to have that so I can actually see where the items are. Because because I actually do physically wear glasses. As you can see on my model, I am wearing glasses. But to detect my motions, like in my eyes and blinking, I have to take my glasses off when I play. And my eyesight's not really that great, so... dang it, I grabbed the gunpowder and it just took up another inventory slot. But I have to keep my glasses off in order for it to detect, because, like, whenever I look a certain way, like, the lens in the frame will block some of what my eyes do. So, in order for it to be as immersive as possible, I have to take my glasses off when I play. So, gunpowder's gonna go in there. And I'll actually put the herbs in there, too, because I'm not gonna, and the antique coins, because I'm not gonna use those for a little while. So, there. I have the bare bones of what I need at the moment, so we're good. But what's really cool is that when using this motion capture software, I don't have to use VC Face anymore if I don't want to. So, like, it's a lot more fluid and realistic than VC Face, which I mean, VC Face is still good software. But, like, I just like the fact that I have a little bit more realistic movement and I can, like, use my hands and stuff. Even if it is a little bit jittery, it's still nice. Plus, the detection on my pupils is much better, too. So, what was over here? gunpowder, and then the dog's head. And then I'll grab the gunpowder because I'm already on the way down there anyway, so... Oh, what's in here? Ammo's also appreciated. Which, let me take a look at this gun. Like, I'm actually kind of curious. It's obviously a Glock model of some kind. Yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't have any, like, official designation on it. I mean, I'm sure there's probably, like, some other, like... There are people who could probably, like, see what it is, like, just by looking at some of the framing on it, but... yeah, I'm not sure. Because there's, like, so many different variants of the Glock handgun. It's insane. And I don't really mind backtracking in this game, really, like, at all. Like, a common criticism with this one and Resident Evil 2 Remake is that there's a lot of backtracking in locations you've already been in, but I really don't mind it all that much, just because I like the exploration factor and just visiting all these locations again after the fact. And then the dog head goes over here. And the last one is in the basement. So... I need to find the scorpion key. So I've done all the stuff on the main floor, so let me go back upstairs, because there's a room or two that I've missed. Evelyn, May 2nd, 2014. What was I doing then? May 2nd, 2014, I was a senior in high school, so I was probably doing some TV production related thing at school. Because I remember, like, as a senior back then, we had a set graduation date, and there was a bunch of, like, snow days that we had before. But because we had a set graduation date, like, the seniors got out, like, 2 or 3 weeks early, and the underclassmen had to still go to school. But people, like, for example, who got, like, held back or, like, they had, like, missing credits had to stay and, like, complete the year and do finals and whatnot. I just remember that I still ended up going to the school because I wanted to use the editing computers to do TV production-related stuff and editing, because I didn't have an editing computer at the time, so... But it just feels really strange to think that in... just a couple of months, it'll have been 10 years since I graduated. Like, it's... And I know that's probably the same feeling for other people in chat who, like, are this X amount of years out of high school, or just, like, the equivalent of high school. And it's been 3 years since I graduated college, because I'm a 2020 graduate. Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to go into Grandma's room and the kids' room. Well, Grandma's room is locked because it needs the scorpion key. And there's also a shotgun in there. Or, no, that's the shotgun. So, into the kids' room, I guess. So that one's... I also need another key for that. Dang it. So I guess it's more exploring until I find said key. So that's like a snake key. So let me look at the map and kind of... Because that's the master bedroom. Because I know that the one thing that I do remember from RE7 is that the final dog head is in the basement. But I need to get certain keys to actually go into those rooms, so finding the means of doing that is going to be a challenge from my memory. Because I can't grab that shotgun because the door will shut on me. It's like an Indiana Jones style trap. I have to find something else to supplement that. So let me go back into the main house. Let's see if there's anything I missed. Because I feel like there's something that I'm, like, overlooking. It's probably obvious, but... I mean, when we're talking about my brain, like... It's pretty clear that I probably missed something. So I remember coming in here, getting that... What's that down there? And that's where the deputy was. Just because I'm a spirit doesn't mean that my analytical power is any better than any other human would be. In fact, my analytical power is probably less than most people. Here, let me sit up for just a moment there. There we go. Because the two things that I need is the scorpion key and then the snake key. Maybe I have to get one of the keys first and then go for the other one. Because there's like so many items here that I see through the wall, but the problem is that I can't get in there. Because that's, Because I think what I have to do is there's an item that I need to get for that, and then I use that to go through the wall, and that leads me to another room, which helps me get another key, but I just have to find that object that is needed, so... I'm gonna look around and see if I can find that. Chem fluid, rounds, and then the shotgun right there. Marguerite, move that piece of shit up. Okay. Wartime photojournalism, they killed him, creators' rights, sudden mystery. Okay. Reports say a storm's coming. Had a lot of trouble clearing up after the last one a few years back. I guess it's time to reinforce the windows and shore up the roof. Maybe I'll get Lucas to help. The water's finally receded. The house is alright, but the old house is badly damaged. Lucas is making a fuss about a huge ship that's washed up in the bayou. If that's true, I better report it to the parish. I'll go check it out tomorrow. And then your life was never the same, Jack. Also, why do you have a... well, I guess it's kind of like a hangout room. Yeah, recreation room, so like... Of course, that'd be beer, because there's a bar right here. Let me try the bathroom again. I feel like it's in the bathroom. Like... I'm just, like, going off of, like, random, like, memories that are just shooting in a million different directions. Like, yeah. Yep, it's in the bathtub. I overlooked it. So I take this wooden statuette, I go downstairs. It's a disgusting mess of God knows what. Well, I'll tell you what, it is, the kitchen sink in a Taco Bell.
Heck of a thing, ain't it? Sure shit beats the hell out of dying.
Also, can we just, like, applaud the people who made Jack's glasses? Because, like, after all of that, his glasses are still on his face and the lenses are intact.
Which, in a word, means you're fucked.
Jack, no! I just want to go down the stairs.
kill me, and I just come right on back.
I'm not trying to kill you, I'm trying to incapacitate you for a moment. There we go. Okay, now while he's down, I can do this. And honestly, some of these puzzles become muscle memory after a while. So like this, for example. And even if you're slightly off, it'll just automatically place it for you, so that's a good little feature. I just finished the Titanfall 2 campaign. What'd you think? Respawn, like... I really like Respawn Entertainment. Like, Jedi Fallen Order, Titanfall, Apex, like, they're just all such great games. And just the fact that they made my favorite game of all time, Medal of Honor Allied Assault, when they were still a part of 2015 Inc. Which, 2015 Inc. still exists, but, like, it's just, like, they don't really do anything anymore. Like, I wonder, like, what part of EA they, like, what they do for EA, like, entirely. I'll keep, well, does this have a chest in here? I need the crow key to get in there. Okay. That needs a lockpick. So is it more like you finished the Titanfall 2 campaign in the time that I've been doing this, or like, is there something else at play? Drink some water? Okay. Thank you. I definitely needed to do that. I'm playing it off and on. Okay. Looks like a kid drew it. Yeah, there's like details I've never noticed before. I didn't know that there was a marker board here. Mia, and then there's a house. Let's see. Vacationing husband and wife. The husband was a success. He's the 12th. Unfortunately, the wife is no good, so we'll just get rid of her. 3 college girls. They're all rotten. Lucas is a damn idiot. Homeless man. Turned in 3 days. He's the 13th. And then there's a blurry picture on the back. Had to fix my mic. Just noticed that there was a bad static on it during my stream. Matt Mercer is the main character? Oh, neat. I like Matt Mercer. Yeah, I didn't really notice anything too crazy when you were streaming Kara, but I guess I just wasn't looking for something like that. Side of the door that I don't have a key for. But this lets me go into the basement now, which is great. Yeah, I didn't hear anything crazy. I did notice that, like, at a portion of the stream, Wiz, his microphone muted. But only because he mentioned it. Because I could, like, because I was, like, tuning back and forth between both of your streams, so, like, I didn't notice anything crazy different between your audio qualities. Dear Courtney, those bastards are looking for me, but maybe this gives you a chance to escape. To escape, you have to find the relief shaped like dog heads. I saw one of the heads in the dissection room underground. Get it. It's the key out of here. Something's wrong with me. It must have been the shit they made me eat. If I'm gonna die, I'd like to at least go out fighting. I'm gonna get a hold of that shotgun I saw in the rec room and make them regret what they did to me. You need to get out of here. I love you, Courtney. Love, Travis. Okay, good. There's another case here where I can put all of the psychostimulants, medicines that temporarily sharpen the senses, making item detection easier. Antique coin. That'll go in there. Herbs, because I've already got 2 things of health, so I don't really need those right now. Lockpick for that. I think I've been creating new save data like this entire time, so let me just save over one of these ones. Oh no, he does it so much. Yeah, like it does. I don't really notice it when it happens because like I have a really short attention span, so I tend to go in and out sometimes. But I didn't really notice it that much. Same with your mic quality, Carl. Like your mic quality was great, especially when you did the squeaky toy thing. Like that was really cute. This is such a freaking big house. Yeah, like it's I would say it's an equivalent to a mansion. It's a plantation house, so like these are very common, especially in Louisiana. But like I said, I've never actually been to Louisiana. Closest I've ever been was Mississippi, and that was, now that I think about it, that was also 10 years, no, nearly 10 years ago, because I went to Mississippi in December of 2014. It's just crazy to think that it's been that long since certain journeys of mine! Well, I just went on a journey because my heart just went into my throat. Here, take that. Don't worry, I'm just doing my calisthenics. That was not teabagging. I just so happened to do it over the corpse of that bad guy. Strong chem fluid. I really need to get an inventory upgrade because like there's so many items that I see. Oh, hi Cranberry! Welcome to the stream! Like I saw that you were streaming earlier. How was it? I'm starting spooky season off early with Resident Evil 7. Okay, let's see. Lucas. And thank you for the raid, by the way. Welcome, Raiders. I'm Eno. I am a spirit. I am, well, I guess you could describe me as the spirit of life. But I've mentioned that while I may be a spirit, and I am technically non-physical in a way, my analytical abilities are on par with the human and maybe a little under par of the average human. But, hello, welcome. I'm heading to bed. Oh, hi, Toon Fox. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you've been doing okay. And big, too. We had a spooky of your own. Awesome. Lucas, I caught the guy who keeps trying to escape. I locked him up in the leftmost incinerator so he can't get away again. Take him out when he's ready. You know how to open the door, don't you? Just remember, 3 A's and a handprint. Do what you want with this girl. 3 A's and a handprint. So... let's see. So the handprint would be the last one, so I would open Sean, Laura, Travis. Well, oh, okay, so it's like A. Because if I did these two, it would just be 2 A's, so... let me see if I read that right. We're closing in the finale to Yomawari, and it's really getting emotional at this point. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna look into playing at least the demo to that sometime in October, which is why I'm starting spooky season so early. Because I was debating on which game to start, and Resident Evil 7 I wanted to pick because I, well, me and my brother have been playing Resident Evil 6. It's just really hard for us to coordinate whenever we have time to actually play together. So I just wanted to just kind of like cut out the middleman and just go straight to Resident Evil 7 because we can go back and play RE6 whenever. Because Resident Evil 6 is, and well, 7 is a soft reboot of the series, so it's pretty standalone, so I don't have to worry about the events of one game versus another. 3 A's and a handprint. Sean. So, what if I do that and this? Okay. What about Sean, Laura, and then the handprint? What if I just open all of them? Because there's this one back here, but it doesn't have anything in it. Oh, okay, it's Tamara. Okay, that's right. So I have to open Tamara's and then the handprint. That makes sense. I think we were all hoping you'll try out the demo. Yeah. Today I'm actually gonna get the capture card on order, so I'll be able to have that prepared for whenever I do get to stream that. Oh, and the story is so good, definitely try it. And what's even better is that I've only seen glimpses through your streams, Cranberry, so I don't really know anything like major story-wise, so it'll be a new experience for me. So, Tamara... Yep, there we go. Gonna take out my trusty pocket knife and... Oh, he's a big boy. Let me get into a hallway so I can... I don't know if he's able to leave this room. He keeps getting stuck on the door. A valiant effort, my friend, but it was for naught. Now you'll forever be stuck in the door. What did he drop? The dissection room key. Ooh. I want to play a game for Spooky Month, but I'm not good with horror games. Couldn't even press play in FNAF. And that's completely okay, Kara. Like, to be honest, I didn't really play FNAF either. Just because, like, I'm good with, like, psychological horror and atmospheric horror, but I am terrible at jump scare horror. Just because, like, jump scare horror really plays on your human instinct of, like, loud noises and, like, spooky thing popping up associated with loud noise. So, like, I like games that make you think about it after the fact that you've played it. Like, that's... And same thing with movies. I can give you some recommendations that you might like, because I'm a really big horror game fan, and there's a lot of ones out there that I think are really good entry-level. Like, I always tell people that a good entry-level horror franchise is the It movies, like It Chapter 1 and 2. Because It, while it does have some jump scares in it, it is more of a... it's more of like an 80s adventure film, like The Goonies meets The Shining, is what I would describe it as. It's a lot of fun. Ooh, we got another one. Yeah, this is why I didn't like using the pocket knife, because it just doesn't do anything to them. So big, would you agree that Yomawari makes you think of it after the fact? Oh, yes. Yeah, and that's what's good. Like, a good horror movie and a good horror game is ones that make you think about it afterwards. Still can't get over the ending in the second game. Wait, what, where did they come from? So, I will be bringing out my gun for this, just as a forewarning for those who... Because I know that... Because I want to be, like, sensitive to, like, guns, because I know that it's not something you're particularly like, Cranberry, so I just wanted to give a forewarning that I'm bringing that out. And I healed myself by accident! It's okay, though, because I still have one more. Because the healing button is set to the control, and I have a second button on my mouse that functions as the control key. So, like, instinctively I'm trying to do that to crouch, but then for some reason that happens. My cousins watched a lot of horror stuff when we were kids. My first one I watched was War of the Worlds, then a small bit of Chucky. We had no idea Eno was the antagonist of the second game the whole time. Well, you know, if I want to, like, appear as more of an eldritch being, I can. There's some artwork that if you were interested in seeing, I would be happy to show. But, because, like, being a shapeshifter who can, like, put on clothes and look however they want, like, I can appear scary if I want to. But I choose not to because I'm more of a comforting presence. Oh, there's 3 of them. I am getting... I am trapped in a corner. I'm gonna die, because... Oh, this is crap. And the door's locked. Of course it is. Limp your way over to the shotgun ammo for the shotgun that you don't have, Ethan. Yep, I'm dead. That was so dumb. Yeah, but it is an enclosed space, so I had myself to blame for that. But finally watched the whole thing. Old version 1, it was good despite the gross body horror. Amazing old special effects. The Tom Cruise War of the Worlds, or the... Because there's a couple different versions of it. I'm assuming it's the Tom Cruise one. Which I like that one. Like, the tripods were just, like... They were just really cool looking. But the aliens in that movie, like, it doesn't become... It's not as scary when you think about just how unprepared the Martians were. Because it's like, you know, they're doing this alien invasion of another planet, but they're not taking into account that, oh, maybe we should get some biological protection for the pathogens and other viruses that humans could potentially carry. And that's what killed them at the end of the movie, was not the humans, but the fact that they all got infected by earthborne pathogens that killed them. Yeah, and they just all die. And their technology is worthless. It's like, you know, they didn't put any thought into it. So it's like literally all they had to do, like everyone in the world just had to wait it out. But Chucky's a good one. So Chucky's more of a horror comedy, and I think horror comedies are really good, also good introductions to the genre, because like there's a good blend of making you laugh but also scaring you. Like for example, if you've never really like watched the zombie genre before, Shaun of the Dead's a good introduction. Because it's gory, it is still a zombie movie, and there's, like, some really, like, gross moments in it, but it is, at the end of the day, it is a comedy. The movie The Thing, War of the Worlds, read out, sounds goofy, but watching it as a kid was scary. Yeah, like, Shaun of the Dead scared me when I saw it as a kid, because, like, I didn't, speaking of Shaun, hey, do I have to do this whole thing again? Well, at least Tamara. I just have to do Tamara, and then the hand. Wow, it is taking so many bullets to take this thing down. There we go. Yeah, because when I watched Shaun of the Dead, this was like... I think it came out 2004, so it would have been 2004, something along those lines. Because I remember my aunt and uncle were watching it in the living room at the time, and I was playing on the family computer, playing like Medal of Honor, like playing on Yahoo Games or something. And I just remember like glancing in and seeing like just people getting eaten alive, and I'm like, oh, this is like that. It started like a fear of zombies in my head for the longest time until I played Left 4 Dead in 2008, and then that's when that fear just kind of just went away. And now I love zombie stuff. Like, zombie games are one of my favorite genres. So, if that's not character development, I don't know what is. Luckily, they can't hit me while I'm doing that. Or they can't. I eat my words immediately after I say them. But this is... I have more room to run around, so they won't get me this time. And there's a ton of items here, too, so I'll be able to restock and rearm. We gotta get him to try Death Road to Canada. Yeah, there's a ton of zombie games that I really want to... try out. Like, it's just a genre that I have always really loved since I played Left 4 Dead back in 2008. So let me see if I can use this strong chem fluid. No, I got one of those. Oh, and another one. But yeah, like Resident Evil 7 is probably one of the scariest ones in the franchise. This and Resident Evil 2 Remake are really scary. Like, RE4, like, is also... Like, RE4 Remake is pretty scary, but, like, it had the same thing with the first, like, the original RE4 release, is that it has scary moments, but it's not, like... Like, it's not, like... something that will completely remain scary throughout the entire playthrough. Like, eventually you'll kind of get used to it. And the corny dialogue really, like, takes a little bit of the scare factor away, but... it's just stupid fun. That's what I love. Eno's Adventures, the spirit that stole Kira's Nuzlocke. Sure. Was it supposed to be Kira or Kara? Antique coin. Okay, let's see if there's anything else down here. So I can make medicine, but not ammo, and I think medicine's probably a better bet. Yes, Kara. Yeah, because of Kira. I stole their Nuzlocke? Yeah, like, I was actually really happy that I got to beat that Nuzlocke and do it. Like, not only did I get to play Pokemon Emerald again for the first time in, like, 16 years, I also got to beat my very first Nuzlocke. And I got to watch Wiz and Kara both beat theirs, which was awesome. And it gives me the inspiration to stream Shining Pearl whenever I get that capture card. Because, like, Shining Pearl has just been sitting on my shelf for the longest time because I just haven't really had the desire to touch it. But now, like, I feel that I can play it on stream, and, like, that's a good thing about streaming is, like, I get to touch games that I really haven't been able to find time to touch, or, like, they've been in my backlog, or it's like Kingdom Hearts, for example. Like, Kingdom Hearts has been in my backlog for years, and now I'm playing it. And then eventually Castlevania will be added to it, and it helps to introduce new genres of games that I've known about but never touched before. And I'm having a blast with Kingdom Hearts. I love it so much. But like I put it off for so long, and I just was missing out, and I'm really glad that I am no longer missing out on it. So let me go back downstairs to the dissection room, though. So impressed we all did it together, right? Yeah, I feel like we should definitely do another game in the series. Like maybe like Black and White 2 or something like that. Though, like when we do if we were to do a DS game, I'm just wondering how like the whole touchscreen would work. Because, like, while it's not necessary to use the touchscreen 100% of the time, like, it's still a very big gameplay feature. Oh, right here. The dissection room. Or, yeah, I guess this is the dissection room? Oh, no, the dissection room's over here. So I think I have to go through the workshop. I only ever had to do a dissection once in school, and that was in the 8th grade, and it was just a frog. But I remember that I've mentioned multiple times that my middle school experience was not great. So I was in detention, like I got detention shortly after the dissection started, so I didn't even get to do it, really. So, like, my partners had to finish the dissection assignment because I was in detention for, I don't even remember, it might have been the incident where I got hit with a wooden spoon and I got detention for that, which was so dumb. So I'm gonna try the boiler room because it seems like if I go around here that'll lead me there. Either that or I need to, well, I do have the key, but I need to wait to use it. Ooh! Knocked him right on his feet. True for like the digging and poke puff making the last 2 streams such a blast. To be honest, most of what I know about Pokemon comes from my best friend, who's really into the franchise. I've only recently started playing the games and having a lot of fun. Though I'm taking a pretty irregular route by starting with the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series, which is actually how my friends got started too. And see, that's another Pokemon, like a set of Pokemon games that I've never actually tried. I appreciate them and I think they're really cool, but I've just never actually gotten into them. Because just the idea of like, rather than being the trainer training the Pokemon, like you are a human who wakes up as a Pokemon. And I think that's a really interesting concept. Plus, there's also the animated shorts, too, like some of the series. Because there's been a few different anime representations of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series. There was Team Go-Getters out the gate with Chikorita, Squirtle, and... I can't remember who the last one was. Chikorita, Squirtle, and then someone else. And then there was the one with Primal Dialga with Grovyle, and yeah, I remember watching them, but I don't remember like the context of like what was going on. But I just think it's really cool that there was that whole like mini series of anime. Oh great, there are 2 molded, and I've got 6 shots left. Better make them count. Yep, that's me out of ammo, so, to the freaking pocket knife again. Yep, nope. We are gonna go back to that crate and we're gonna go get out the big guns. This pocket knife is just not cutting it, so I'm gonna go get the circular saw. Yeah, it's just, like, it was really cute. Like, I remember, like, I think the first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon anime came out in 2006. Sword. Circular saw. And then antique coin go in there. Okay. Power up the circular saw. Yeah, and I'm still kind of trying to think of like what horror game would be a good like starter for you, Kara, because like a lot of horror games nowadays, like they rely on jump scares and like a lot of like setting up tension for a jump scare rather than making the environment that you're in scary. So I'm trying to think of like what would be a good like intro to horror that's not just like straight up gore, but it's just fun. Open the door, Ethan. Shotgun shells for a shotgun I don't have. Oh, hey, it's teleporting Jack Baker again.
She says he'll be her father. No, 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 no. I'll find him, and I will make him suffer. You, my friend, will help me.
See, like I said, Jack Baker has the ability to just teleport with every other member of his family. Because he can appear at any place and any time he wants to. Oh goody, more shotgun shells for a shotgun I don't have. Which technically I could go upstairs and go grab the shotgun before I go in here. You know what? Well, I've got the circular saw. We should be fine. I'll just use the circular saw. I'm Eno. I don't run away from battle, usually. Okay, I do, but... I call it a tactical retreat. Maybe one day I'll make a goofy fake-out horror game where it's not actual horror, just silly. Yeah, like something that like appears to be scary at first glance, but it's not. RE2 with the tofu mod. Yeah, like, see, Resident Evil just like, and I just love how they added that in the RE2 remake, the tofu, because it's just like it takes away the scare factor and just makes it like ridiculous and funny. The last piece. But oh, who could be right behind me? It couldn't be Jack Baker! Teleportation nonsense.
You think you gonna hurt me?
Yeah. Groovy.
That's not good.
We're having a chainsaw duel. Like, this is so Evil Dead, it hurts. Don't lose yours. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just getting ahead of the game, Jack. See, that you just want to get ahead in life? Just get yourself a chainsaw. I mean, I saw all of your moves coming, Jack. Come on. I mean, by this point, I already would have sawed his arm off, so... I mean, what can I say? I've got a very explosive personality, and that's just the way to get a leg up on Jack over here. I don't think he's going to be coming back from that.
And stay dead.
Okay, Ethan, I'll stay dead. I'll just sit here as a pair of legs for the rest of the game. There will be no, resolution to my story arc whatsoever. What a fun bonding time. Man got chain scissors. No weird regeneration or anything. It's okay. I broke the chainsaw, but I've got the circular saw. We'll finish the job. So what was this even? Oh, he was like cutting up, looks like a, I think it's, is it a pig or a cow or something? Can't tell. Probably one of the more gory death scenes in the game is if he gets you with that chainsaw attack, he takes both your arms and your head off. Oh, yeah, that just leads me back into that room. He couldn't possibly come back again. No, he'll just be hiding under the ocean for 100 years and then come back with a stand ability. Thumbs up to all the JoJo fans in the chat. Especially if Dio is still here. I keep going in circles. It's down here. I'm definitely not looking forward to one of the next boss battles. I won't spoil it, but like for those who have played this game before, who have seen this game before, you know exactly which one I'm talking about, and it's gross. Like it's just, ugh. Like you thought Jack was gross, the next one is even worse. Okay, so that's locked from the other side. Oh, I think I have to go from another floor and then fall down into that, I guess. But I can go outside now, so once I get back up to the main floor, I can go outside and come back in, because there's a point of no return, but that won't be for a little bit. I'm gonna see how far I can get. Like, I want to kind of limit myself and not stream too long, but I probably... I bid you good day. See, this is how we communicate. Like, she can't verbally express her frustration at me eliminating Jack, but I can speak with my chainsaw, or my circular saw. Did I get the other key, or did I just have the one? Okay, I just have the one. Because this will bring me back into the main area. Imagine the taxes to own a house like this. A big... Yeah, like, I think that it would be not as much as we'd think, especially if it's like an older place that has like a lot of disrepair to it. Because they would account like the condition of the house and everything. But like... Let me see, like, there's Jack, Lucas, Zoe, and Marguerite. So it's like a family of... So like a family of 4? Like, 5 if you count Mia. Well, that's the 1911, but I need a repair kit for that. Let's see. Let me go back into the house and grab the shot. Well, Miss Teleporting Telephone Lady is trying to get a hold of me about my car's extended warranty. I'm going to put the shotgun shells up for now because I don't have the shotgun. Yes?
You made it. You're the first I've ever seen make it this far.
So what is it you need me to do? Is it gonna help me get out of here?
Yes. Now listen carefully, Ethan. My family and I, our bodies are contaminated. I can't leave the property unless I get it out. And the same goes for Mia.
Is there a way to get it out?
We need the serum. It should clear whatever this stuff is out of the body. As long as you're not too far gone.
Alright, so where is it?
If I knew where one was, I'd already be long gone. But I have a feeling my mother has hidden some inside the old house somewhere.
So if we get this thing, I can help Mia and we can get out of here?
Right. And so can I. The old house is near the water. You can't miss it.
Alright.
I just hope you can handle my mother.
Your mother?
Be careful. They'll be looking for you.
The true horror is when the IRS shows up at the end of the game. Well, I mean, considering that there's, like, so many taxes they probably owe for not paying after, like, what, 2014, 2017? My body's feeling weirder and weirder. Soon I'll become like Mom and Dad. It's all her fault. Should I run? No, I can't. I'm dead if she finds out. The woman she was with, Mia, she knows something. If I had the serum, I could cure myself. I have to find out more. And then we get another, like, even this television. Like, when was the last time you've seen a television that had knobs on it like this? Like, it just feels like... And, like, this would have been, like... Because when this all happened was 2014, so, like... This is years after, like, they got infected, but... It's just weird that they still have all of these... This old technology. Considering, like, in RE6, we had a flashlight that literally could, like, holographically display a topographical map of the area with objective markers on it. And then we go from that to this, and it's just like... And Resident Evil 6 took place in 2012 and 2013, so it's just confusing to me that so much has changed in that... Or, like, we go from that to this, basically. Think of horror games to recommend, but I can't think of anything. I honestly haven't done much for the genre. So Resident Evil is a good starting point, depending on which game you try. Resident Evil's a good one. Also, if you're okay with body horror and sci-fi, Dead Space is my all-time favorite horror game. The original Dead Space. Highly recommend that one. Because it's a survival horror, but also a psychological horror, because like, a big point of that game is, like, how much, like, it affects the psychological nature of your character. So, like, at least in the remake, you'll start seeing hallucinations and stuff, depending on where you are, and it's really cool. So now that I have that key, I can go into that room and get the shotgun. Over here. And then I might as well unlock the one downstairs too, just in case I need to go back down there. Shotgun. It's a broken one, but I mean, it'll help me get the one that's downstairs. Dear Mrs. Baker, how have you been feeling recently? It's been a long time since you came in for your last checkup. I'm writing to tell you that I've finished examining your x-rays. Those dark areas in your cranium are fungus-like structures that seem to be related to mold. The hallucination and noises you said you've been hearing may be related to these growths. If your symptoms are due to a fungal parasite, it must be removed before it's too late. I don't mean to scare you, but I'm seriously concerned for your health. Please come to the hospital as soon as you read this letter. As your doctor, I strongly recommend you undergo further tests. Crawford Lang, Dolby General Hospital. So that's interesting because it shows that the infection wasn't a instantaneous process or conversion. It was gradual. So there were periods of time where she was lucid enough to where she realized, like, oh, there's something wrong with me. I'm tired of chasing all these shitheads around the yard. The next time one of your guests run away, hide the dog head relief so they can't get out of the house. Let's hide them like this. Living room, grandfather clock, the book in the recreation room, and the dissection room in the basement. And that is... what is this? That is somebody's dentures? Interesting. So I don't need any of this stuff that's in here, so I'll save it for later. But I've got the broken shotgun, so I can go grab the one downstairs now. And then once I get the shotgun, I'll go into the trailer again and go from there. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, I just have been hoping and praying for the item crate. Or like, not the item crate, but like the increased inventory space, because this is just getting aggravating. It's really, I really enjoy the idea of mental states affecting gameplay with Darkest Dungeon. Yeah, Dead Space Remake especially, like, I cannot recommend that game enough. Like, I absolutely loved the Dead Space remake. Well, I guess I can go unlock that door and then put this key up, because I don't think I need it again after that. I think there's only, like, those 2 doors that require it. And if not, I mean, I can just go pick up the key again. It's not like I lose it or anything. So, unlock this door with that key, and then go put it up. But what was really cool about Dead Space Remake is that, like, they took in, like, a lot of the expanded lore, and whenever, like, you're in certain situations, you'll get visual and auditory hallucinations. And they progressively get worse as the game continues, which is really interesting. And just, like, the fact that they're, like, EA is showing love to Dead Space again is really great. Because I've always loved Dead Space, and I'm just so happy that it's getting attention again. I don't think I have... well... I think I may have to drop another thing. Yep. Okay, so I am just going to... send to item box. Yeah, send the circular saw back there. Just so I can pick this up. Because then I can put the broken shotgun there and take this one out. Okay, so now we'll go back outside, because there's another item box out there. Eno really was hallucinating? Well, probably. I mean, spending, like, I think, like, there was a stream that I did for, like, maybe 6 hours on Dead Space. So probably, I probably was hallucinating and I just wasn't realizing it. Let me get the antique coins out. Because basically what the antique coins do is that you can spend them on these little things in the trailer. So, like, there's serums you can get that will... No! Yeah! Get up! No! Get off of me! Sarah? It's very important to duck. No. Make me sad. Anyway, let's see. What does that say? Steroids increases max health. Reloading speed increases indefinitely. I've got 7 coins, so I'll just go in order, I guess. I think the max health would probably be better at this point. Okay, so I just need one more antique coin in order to get the stabilizer. But I can also spend the coins while I'm here too. So I don't have to keep them in my inventory constantly. So I just need one more coin, and then I can get that. And then later on, that's the, I believe, the Magnum. It's too late for them. So what's in... Well, at least Zoe actually has a relatively clean fridge. My thing is, though, like, Zoe's been, like, on the run from her family, but she's been living in this trailer. So maybe they just don't care if she's in the trailer. Because she's not really doing anything. I guess on some level we all hallucinate constantly, like when we think our phones are vibrating in our pockets when it really doesn't. I've had that happen so many times, like, I've lost track of, like, thinking that my phone buzzes when it doesn't. But for a while there, I actually had a incident happen with my phone where it would buzz, like, without any warning, and it was because, I think the reason behind it was Pokemon Go, because there was, like, a weird bug or something along with an update in Pokemon Go. Whenever a Pokemon would appear, even if you weren't using the app, it would still, like, buzz your phone, like, when they pop up. So my phone would buzz anytime there was a wild Pokemon in the area. And I think they fixed that, because I haven't had it happen since, but it did happen. I occasionally think I see one of my dogs in the corner of my eye. If I remember right, there was an antique coin, like, under the house somewhere. Supplements. What does supplements do? Make them into a medicine. Okay. Shotgun shells. And more gunpowder. Drink. Where's my jump scare sound effect for spooky season? Do I need to jump scare you at good times? Yeah, I appreciate the stretches and the drink, because I need to stand up and stretch. As for jump scares, like, I've already said that I don't like jump scares, so jump scaring me is a big no-no. Yeah, I think that's the reason I haven't done the sound alerts yet, because I'm still kind of, like, figuring that out, because the sound alerts, some of them let you pick from, like, a list of sound effects, so I don't know if some of those sound effects are not safe for work, or if they're jump scare sound effects. Say what, Mike? Say what? Herb. I keep forgetting, like this is my short-term memory. Just randomly call me in Discord and say boo, and I'll be terrified. But yeah, as I've said though, like, jump scare horror, like, is just, like, it's so oversaturated, and it's effective because it plays on the human instinct. I just always liked horror that makes you feel a sense of dread. So, search the old house for the serum. So I need to go to a path over here to the old house where Mia was earlier. Yeah, it's just because they play on human instinct. Because, like, if you have, like, a super loud noise, you're obviously going to jump. So they set up the jump scare. But, like, a film that actually makes you feel a sense of dread, I think, ew. is much better and more effective. Because a jump scare only lasts for like a minute at most. And then they set you up for another jump scare, but like actually like filling you with a sense of dread is, I think, a lot more effective. Like Silent Hill has like really corny dialogue, but the atmosphere is really like, it's really effective at making you feel unsafe. 44 Magnum ammo. Gonna leave that there because I don't have the Magnum. She's upstairs. Go up. Because this one's slightly marked away with blood. Oh, this is not good. Well, let me take them out first. Can I hit them with the shotgun? No, no. There we go. The horror game that scared Eno the most was Pac-Man, those ghosts. There's actually like a troll pasta out there that I did a college assignment on, where it's like describing Pac-Man literally. It's like, oh, like whenever you're hit by the ghosts, like your skin is ripped out from the inside while you're screaming in agony. And it's like, if you want to know what this horror game is, well, just look on Google for the name Pac-Man. I'm gonna save that because I don't have the flamethrower yet. Oh, yum. Plus, I think this is the area that I get the increased inventory space anyway, so... Just more. Yeah, because it's right out here. See, what were the dates of, yeah, the last time I played this legit was in January, and December and January of 2018. So it has been quite a long time since I played this. It's kind of creepy to think that it's been that long since I played this. Because it doesn't feel like it's been that long since this came out, either. Burner grip. Handgun ammo, chem fluid. Because basically what I gotta do is I gotta get these parts together and then combine them and I can make a flamethrower. So let me go back over here to see if there's something I missed. Because I think it was like at E3 2016, maybe, that they started talking about, well, showcasing the game. Ah, no! No. The Verminator's going over the hedge. See, they've got a better TV in here than the one that was upstairs in the other room. But granted, it's probably non-functional, but it's like they have these resources available, but they don't use them. I also recommend Tetris for psychological horror. You mean psychological torment? I love Tetris, but I'm just not really good with puzzle games, to be honest with you. Like, even Tetris is beyond me. Actually, no, I'm gonna use my circular saw and just eat the damage. Nope. This one I will use the shotgun on. Because I don't have the burner fuels, or the burner yet, so I can't really do anything. I remember, like, back when the original Xbox came out, like one of the release titles that I got was Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which I did play on stream back during Star Wars Day. And then there was also it came with Tetris Worlds as well. So that was actually my first exposure to Tetris, was Tetris Worlds. Because I probably could have seen it before that, but I just never really paid any mind to it, really, like enough to where I would have a core memory of it. Oh, hey, there's that coin I need for the stabilizer.
Ethan!
No more bullshit, Mia. I want some answers.
I know, you're right, and I always wanted to tell you, but I can only remember a little, and the rest is just gone.
Dad, right? You mind if I borrow Mommy for a little bit?
I mean, yes, she calls me daddy, but not in the way that you think.
Do something!
Ethan, help!
Damn it.
I mean, since I did make the disclaimer that this is more of an 18+ stream, I can be a little bit more saucy this time around. Let's see. I'll make some more chem fluid because I'm gonna need that for the flamethrower. And I will use one of my healing items, just Among Us. Yep, I've actually never played Among Us. That's another one that I've never touched. Mostly because, like, it was not that... Part of it was because it was oversaturated and just because I just really didn't have an interest in the style. Fine, I'll go make a flamethrower and burn that door. If that's what you really want, Marguerite. Oh, hi, Jet. Welcome to the stream. So, some new stuff. I got my webcam motion capture software to work with VTuber Plus. It took a lot of time and effort, but I got it to work, so I'm able to use all of my advanced tracking features with the redeem. So, if you redeem something, what's interesting is that I actually have collision. So, if you throw ducks at me or you hit me with the hydrate and there's a bucket on my head, I can actually knock the bucket off of my head, so I can fight back. So if you start throwing things at me, I will fight back if I notice it. Because if I'm like so into the zone of the game, then yes, then you can just keep the bucket on my head.
It's getting tiresome.
I told you to get out!
Fine! Pay attention, boy! I want to show you something. All right, you piece of shit! I've had about enough of you!
Well, here, I'll just kill you with the circular saw like I did with Jack. There we go, got it off my head. I didn't see the slime. Like, I guess I was just not paying attention. See, you can slime me. That's probably why my dress is green, because I get slimed so much. It was originally white. I'm getting annihilated by these bugs. Oh, it's because there's a nest in there, that's why. But I need to come outside anyway, because that's where this is, with the stone statuette. But yeah, like some Nickelodeon nostalgia. Ah! Oh, well thank you for the celebration. Oh, and the headbats too, yay! But yeah, some Nickelodeon slime, for those who are nostalgic for the old days of Nickelodeon before SpongeBob oversaturation. What was really cool is that VR Chat has a world that is Nickelodeon Studios, like, ported over to VR Chat. So, like, when I was a kid, I always wanted to go to Nickelodeon Studios in Universal, Florida, or Universal Studios, Florida, but just never got the opportunity to. But I'm really glad that, like, in VR Chat, I get the opportunity to do stuff that I never got to do, like visiting Nickelodeon Studios. And not only that, visiting Nickelodeon Studios as myself, as Eno. Yeah, there are some pictures that I took a long time ago, but if anyone's interested, I can show them again. But yeah, like, I visited Nickelodeon Studios in VR, and it was a lot of fun, because I never got the chance to do that when I was a kid. So, let me see here. Can't go in there yet. Imagine having to have that as an actual door, have this weird spider figure in the light just to open the door. Right? Like, Zoe, you tried to sneak up to the second floor again, didn't you? Do you think I wouldn't notice? Even after what happened to Evelyn, you just keep talking about some strange medicine. And what are you planning on doing that with my altar? Or, that was not English. And what are you planning to do with my altar? You better keep those sticky fingers off of it. Nobody touches my sacred altar. What is your sacred altar? You think your father and I are idiots, you spoiled, pathetic child? I wish you'd never been born. Unforgivably pathetic, yet always looking down on us. And why are you, like, making your punctuation, like, really weird? And trying to leave our home. And after everything we've done for you, pathetic, pathetic, pathetic. If you ever even touch my altar, I'll slice off your chest and serve it as a pot roast. I just don't get why her punctuation and, like, like, there's stuff that's, like, uppercase and then the rest of it's lowercase. It's like that scene from Monty Python where it's like, and he went, well, he must have died while he was writing it. It's like, he's not going to write that out as he dies. I want to live in an escape room house where me and my guests struggle to leave. Best sleepover idea. Well, would you want to be in this escape room, though? So, I'm going to go over here and kind of explore more. Because I feel like I've missed part of the burner, but maybe I just haven't encountered it yet. Psychostimulants, don't need that. Chem fluid, sure. A crank. And a bug. I mean, I hope that doesn't bug anybody, but... The grammar is just supposed to imply she's getting more unhinged, methinks. Well, yeah, but then again, like, you know, why is she, like... She's writing it down on a piece of paper, so why is she, like, punctuating it so weird? It's like, I don't know, it just reminds me of that scene from Monty Python. Maybe if there were less bugs and less blob monsters. I'd be unhinged, too. Yeah, true. I would be as well. I mean, especially when you go through a wall and there's just, like, a horde of centipedes. Centipedes are scary. Like, some species of centipede are, like, horrendously poisonous. Because I need, like, I think one more piece to make the flamethrower. But just remembering where that is going to be a challenge. But now that I've got the crank, I should be able to go across that ways to the next area. Because I don't know if I have to keep the crank, but it should just automatically take it out of my inventory. Maybe! That's a lot of bugs. Okay, because there's a nest still. Using all of my shotgun ammo to take out these nests. Lost it. You know what? I'm just going to YOLO it, and I'm just going to go in and just use the saw. Literally one hit. Solid fuel. And there's something on the other end of this wall here. Gunpowder. Sure, I'll take the gunpowder. Another nest. See, I wish I had like a grenade or something. Let me use some of my health and I'll just go with the saw again. Because I don't have to use ammo and I can just eat the damage for a little bit. There we go, and then I can use the crank. What's over here? Oh, that's the other piece that I need. Okay, now I've got the flamethrower. But I don't have enough room for that herb, so eh. I didn't think I'd make it this far in just 3 hours. Like, I'm definitely making good time, I think. So many items I need, but I can't pick up because my inventory is full again. But luckily there's that safe room on the other side of the old house that I can go to and just dump a bunch of stuff on it. It's like, I was complaining that my inventory space was super low, and then now it's low again. But it's a necessary sacrifice I have to make. And again, I'm not really worried about that 44 Magnum ammo that was sitting there, because I don't really think I'm going to get the Magnum. I think I just went around in circles. Yeah, I just went around in circles. Let me see, it's at the back. Yeah, so I go through this door here, through there, and there. But see, like, even though I've played this game so many times, there were a couple bits here that I did actually jump. Because it was unexpected. Because since I haven't played this game in so long, like, there are moments that were actually really effective, and that's awesome. Well, I guess I can go back to the house real quick, and get the stabilizer with the last antique coins that I have. Because that will increase my reload speed, and it's just taking up inventory space otherwise, so it's probably better for me to do that now, sooner rather than later. But I also have to figure I went the wrong way almost again. Yeah, like I said, for the VTuber Plus, there are some other stuff that I'm going to potentially add in the future. Like, right now, I'm just kind of testing the waters a little bit. Because there are other stuff you can throw at me, like beach balls and shoes and stuff like that. Maybe the beach balls, because since I've got, like, the swimsuit outfit for, like, 2,000 points, that could potentially be a thing. But I just love how everything that I've talked about, like in the past, like being able to change like my model on the fly and stuff, it's possible with this program now, which is awesome. So like, it's just going to be a much more interactive stream from now on. Took a lot of time and effort and a lot of patience on my part. So there was moments where I would just kind of like get a little frustrated with it because that's just my nature. But I'm glad that I was able to get it to work. Okay, you know, I got some training to do and then I'm off. Have a good night and a good stream. Upcoming mountains to climb, so I'm working out. Okay, well, thank you for popping into my stream, Cranberry. Like, I really appreciate the raid and I really appreciate you being here. So, let us know how it goes. And I really am looking forward to more photos that you share. Especially that last set that you shared with, like, that bench and the tree line next to it. It was really poetic. Very, very well, like a very good photograph. I tried to like say it in a really like particular way, but the words just weren't coming. Okay, so got that one antique coin left, so I'm gonna put that in the Magnum because I don't really need it in my inventory. Let me see if I can make any shotgun shells or if I have any in the box. So I've got a ton of gunpowder. And I got some chem fluid, so... But I think I need, like, the improved chem fluid to make shotgun shells. So I think what I'll do is I'll just take the chem fluid and the herb and then make a health vial. Scene in nature, I'm looking for a specific phrase, like the composition. That's what it was. The composition was really well put together. Is that truly your home base? More or less, like it's effectively the same thing as a safe room in other Resident Evil titles. So like the area where like the save point is also has an item chest, so it's kind of the same concept. So like every save room like has like a place where enemies can't go into, and it's a place where you can just kind of like catch your breath a little bit. Like it plays relaxing music, like almost like a Zen type music. But this game, it's like more of like a more of a folk tune. But like it gives like most games have like a Zen type music that plays that kind of relaxes you. So, let me see. What was I needing to do? Oh yeah, the crank. I also need to go get the key, too. Crow key. And I think there was something over there, but I don't remember what it was. Oh yeah, there's an herb, but an herb that I can't grab because I don't have any inventory space. I'm very bad at inventory management, if you could probably tell. Oh hey, shotgun shells. Nice. There's strong chem fluid, but I can't use it. Okay, so let me go get rid of this crank real quick, because I think I only have to use it in this one part, and then I can just put it in my inventory, in my box, and not have to use it again. Because in Resident Evil Village, in Resident Evil 2 Remake, like once you have, once you get like the key items, if you use them, they no longer have any usefulness. It lets you just get rid of them. But in this game, it doesn't tell you whenever you've used up a key item to its fullest extent. Yeah, and I think that's what made like Resident Evil 4's like attaché case system so great, and why they added that in Village, because it just added a whole like there's just so much customization with it, and it just like they added an auto sort feature, and there's even like a game on Steam, I think it's a free-to-play game that's literally just inventory management from RE4. Okay. And another thing, for a while there when I still, like, I don't wear my smartwatch anymore just because, like, the heartbeat sensor kind of stresses me out a little bit, or like the heart rate thing. But like for a long time, like my smartwatch, I was using that little heartbeat icon thing as a wallpaper. So like it was an animated wallpaper on my smartwatch. So like have like Ethan's heartbeat sensor on my smartwatch, but I don't wear it anymore because the heartbeat thing kind of stresses me out. Because I always look at it and I'm like wondering, oh, like I got to get my heart rate under a certain amount, and it just added some unneeded stress. So I just don't wear it anymore. Oh, and I still can't. Dang it. Why does it feel like you keep going in circles? It's because I am going in circles. Because, I keep remembering that I keep seeing that I don't have enough inventory space. So, like, I keep going back and forth, so I'm gonna get rid of that crank, and then I'm gonna go get that chem fluid, and then make some shotgun shells. Well, actually, do I have gunpowder? So, let me see. I will... I'll go ahead and put this up for now, and then I will take some gunpowder out so I can make some shotgun shells. Because right now, shotgun is... I have the least amount of ammo for it, and I think that's the priority. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. That is also not an invitation to put a bucket on my head. Feel free to change my outfit if you'd like. Because remember, you put a bucket on my head, or hit me with ducks, I will fight back. Because I have the power. Gosh, my short-term memory is terrible. Because I remember it was in this room, yeah. Because, like, I get so caught up in something that I'm doing that I completely forget what else I was doing. That's enhanced handgun ammo. Huh. Well, I guess I'll take the enhanced handgun ammo. And then I'll just go fight Marguerite. So that means I gotta go back into this area. And then up the stairs. But yeah, anyone who wants like a really good horror game to play, I highly recommend this one. Like, this is probably one of the scariest games in the Resident Evil franchise. Okay, that got me for a second because she fucking teleported. Like, you saw her appear out of nowhere. Like, you cannot tell me that they don't have teleportation powers. It made me jump slightly, so that was pretty good. I was just saying, like, that's why I recommend it, because you just never know. I'm sleepy, so I'll head off to bed. Have a good sleep. Oh, thank you for popping by, Kara. Have a good rest, and thank you for popping into my stream. Anyone who wants to give head pats to me before they go, much appreciated. Not necessary, but appreciated. Bye, trends. Use the enhanced ammo. So now, yeah, like there's like I remember I came over here and I was looking over here and then she just appeared. It's like the Baker family and their teleportation powers. regarding the series serum. The following items be able to synthesize serum. D series, cranial nerve. D series, peripheral nerve.
I think that's it.
Well, did he find a serum?
I just got done dealing with your mom and her fucking bugs. Wish you could have warned me.
Sorry about that. What about the serum?
I haven't found any. But I did find out we need to make one. A D-series head and an arm. This can't be right.
A head? I think I have that around here somewhere.
You do?
I don't know about the arm, though. Have you searched the whole house?
No, not yet. I still need to check the second floor here.
All right. Check it out. Meet me at the trailer if you find it.
Yeah, because the head just so happens to be laying around of something that we need. My ears have been ringing all day, and I haven't been able to sleep since the child showed up. It's like Zoe says, there's something strange about the child, and the woman she brought with her. I'm seeing things, hearing things, can't stop feeling nauseous. I went to see the doctor in town, he gave me an x-ray. What's happening to me? The child gave me a present. I put the present in the secret room right at the back of the second floor where nobody will find it. That arm is a sign of the child's trust. That arm will lead us to happiness, and anyone who corrupts that happiness, I won't allow them to live. Thank you for literally spelling it out for me, Marguerite. I need to go back for her lantern. Yeah, I've got to take her light away. Oh, geez, now it's starting to get into Kingdom Hearts. It's like... My light? You must never give in to your darkness. Or whatever they said last stream.
That's special.
That fucking organ, right? It's like Ballas all over again. If Ballas became like the wife to a... Well, I guess that explains the teleportation abilities. Oh, hi, InstaFizz. Welcome. Good to see ya. So, I don't know if you were here last time, but I have new redeems. So, I got my motion capture software to work with my other software, so I have new redeems where you can give me head pats, you can throw things at me, you can change my outfit on the fly, lots of different stuff. Currently, I only have a one outfit per person, just so people aren't, like, changing my outfit, like, every 2 seconds, because that would potentially make the software crash, but yeah, I have new redeems, so if you want to try those out, feel free. But yeah, they have this old house, they've got like a greenhouse, they've got a lot of stuff here, like... This would be a, like, if it was all fixed up and so on, like, it wouldn't be a, like, it'd be a nice place to live. Noted, noted, and duly noted. Separating agent. Oh, that's for, like, if I want to, like, take ammo and then turn it into something else. I think I'll just keep this stuff up here for now. Well, maybe I can reload the chem fluid. No, it still takes up that space. Oh well. So, forewarning, as I said earlier, this boss is disgusting, so if you're not into body horror or things of that nature, I do want to, again, state this warning that this is pretty gross, and probably the grossest battle in this entire game. Just want to give a forewarning to my audience for those who may not be into that sort of thing, since I'm usually playing like much more approachable games like Warframe and Kingdom Hearts, but just want to give that warning before I continue. But let's do it. This game's just terrible for a person who picks up all the shinies like me. Right, and it's just the lack of inventory space is just killing me. It's like, I see all... Like, this item that I have lets me see everything. Like, I know where all the items are now, but the problem is that I can't pick them all up because of my inventory. Because, like, my inventory management is terrible. Like, well, I don't need those, but, like, Psychostimulants basically does the same thing as this item. Like, lets me see where all the items are. Orange manure. Shotgun shells. It's like somebody joins right here during the gross boss. I would not be surprised. I mean, like, the thumbnail is just like me with like the angry face with my hands up like this, and it's just like me doing that and fighting the boss. Well, at least when I use up all my ammo, all this stuff will be here to replenish it. The origin of the Orican arm thing. And she teleported. I mean, what do I, like, what did I expect? Like, her to just play fair? Nope. Teleport. Oh, that noise. Gross. See, she was over here a minute ago.
Here I come.
Really? After all that, still didn't blow up? Okay, there we go. Like, her whole shtick is that she'll run away and, like, set nests around the area, so you really have to, like, keep an eye on her so she doesn't do that. But it really wants you to use the flamethrower here to burn. Oh, hey, Mom Jeans. She went. I think she went upstairs. Oh, Marguerite! Oh, she's right there! This could be potentially hazardous if I don't heal in time. There we go. Oh, damn.
You're not getting away this time.
Yeah, I can tell you're probably doing redeems, but I just like I'm so in the zone that I just haven't been hearing them. Oh, she's right there. Jeez. She probably has like an entire armory's worth of lead in her right now. Do me a favor, Marguerite, and just keel over. Is that the last shot? Yep. Here, let me expedite the process.
Fucking stay dead, okay?
Oh, and I got her lantern, too. Okay, now I can read the chat. Okay, so... sorry about that, Jet. Looks like you got auto-modded. Diaper-wearing spider. That was less of a Nickelodeon slime and more like a violent liquid assault. Bug-infested old hag, long-arm person, messable to the infested and pays the price. This really is Warframe. Long-arm, or you know what I want? A game where the running animation has a chance where you can trip over floor obstacles, especially in tense situations. Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Nintendo Wii. Just being absorbed by that spaghetti and mucus diaper thing. She's all dried up. It's so weird that your crotch shooting or head. Yeah, it's like because the whole shtick of that boss battle is that she'll run away and then she'll like create like nests for the bugs, and you want to take her out as quick as possible so she's not able to do that. I'm gonna actually get rid of the get rid of the solid fuel. Just so I can get some health. And I can always come back here if I need to, because the door will be unlocked from now on. It'll just be a matter if I actually remember to come back or not. So now that I have that, I can go back to the old house, go upstairs, and wait for all this to blow over. Also, don't fix the, put a burn line down, torch... Oh, don't fix the place up, put a burn line down and torch it. Yeah, I think at this point, like, it's a lost cause. Just do what needs to be done. So, let me go through here and then go through the other way. Because I can also go into the inventory crate here. So, I'll go ahead and put the gunpowder up. Because I think having at least one free inventory space is enough, at least for now. Because I'll be getting rid of the lantern shortly anyway. So from here, back to the old house, go upstairs, open the door, get the thing, win the girl, and profit. I think that it was Arma that had different backpacks of different sizes, and as you added things, you moved slower. Yeah, like, I think, like, I was just, like, it took me a second, like, to process, like, when you said Arma, like Arma, like, as in Arma 2, like, the military, the Milsim game series. Gruffit. Growth. Profit. Gruffit. I actually thought there was somebody there for a minute. Groffit is still the funniest shit. Well, I love how the Corpus's like whole thing is like they still like use like VHS effects and stuff, and like they're just like that retro 80s esque aesthetic for like a lot of their culture and stuff, like cyberpunk esque. I really love the Corpus aesthetic. I can feel the jump scare coming. Yeah, that piano, like, that got me. My family, my family, my family, my family. Evelyn. Well, her penmanship certainly changes when she writes her signature from when she's writing Insane Ramblings, so I'll give her that. Shoes. They're a money cult. They're not going to pay for new effects. It's like, what, you want us to up... Like, well, maybe that's where the Corpus originated from, is because these people in... Like, the Baker family clearly hasn't upgraded from VHS technology and camcorders. So, you know, maybe this is the origin of the Orkin and Corpus. That is a ship with a lot of people dying. No... Oh, I can phase it through the wall a little bit. That's weird. Teddy bear. Moldy teddy bear? Corpus was the mercantile class of the Orcan Empire. Could be they got enough tech to get by. Enough to get by and then make in profit. Something's wrong with her. That's an understatement. My flashlight went out.
Stay away.
So was this, like, container of disinfecting wipes talking to me? It's like, hey bro, stay away. I mean, you don't want to get diseases from various bacteria that I could be exposing you to. Okay. I mean, I kind of already figured that there would be a door here, but... The D-Series arm. Jeez, what is it with, like, elongated arms? Because, like, here's another elongated arm.
Guess this is it.
Oh, geez, now the wall's covered in insane ramblings. Fucking molded. D-Series, made for distance. Infested. And if I want to, I can just run past this guy. No need to fight him if he's not going to give me anything. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just going to grab this antique coin and then run for my life. But now that I have the D-Series arm, I just need to go back to the trailer because Zoe has the head. Yeah, Zoe Baker?
Did you find it?
Yeah, I got it. Are we really gonna be able to make serum with this thing?
It'll be fine. After we make it, we can get out of here. Together.
No kidding, I'm being chased by a molded right now with like a blade arm. But we got to remember that the Baker family has teleportation powers, so she can literally be anywhere and anywhere at once. Everywhere and anywhere at once. That was a mistake. I did not mean to shoot. See, like, this whole doll stuff, like, there's I believe it's an island, I think it was in Mexico. There's, like, an island of the dolls or something, where, like, there's just, like, it's just filled with dolls that are hanging from trees. Like, I don't remember the exact story behind it, but it's a really, like, creepy location. I think it was meant as, like, a memorial or something, but, like, it's just crazy that there's just an island just filled with dolls. Like, I remember seeing, like, Destination Truth and, like, some of those old ghost hunting shows and sci-fi go there. It's creepy. But here's a good look at the Baker estate. Which, somebody ported the Baker estate to VR chat, at least some of it, and also the, almost the entirety of the Baker estate into Black Ops 3 as a zombies map. Agora Feast from Killing Floor 2. Or Killing Floor. Yeah, pretty much.
Now where the hell are you? You know, never mind. We only need the head, and you've got it. This is gonna help me and me, right?
Hey, buddy. I thought you should know. I decided that Zoe needed a timeout. She and Mia are here with me. And they're keeping each other company.
Just let them both go. What do you need them for?
Nah, that's family business, Ethan, and not your concern. Understand? Now, if you want the head, feel free to come by any time and I'll give it to you. But only if you participate in a little activity.
Out of context, that's not really that appealing coming from you, Lucas.
What activity?
Oh, I know you're excited, but don't worry. It's not going anywhere. First step I need you to take, partner, is for you to take a peek inside the fridge in the trailer there.
Fuck you.
Oh, come on now. Don't be like that. You want to have some fun, don't you? Now, look in the fridge.
Somebody's gonna get sawed. Oh, you mean like this? Okay, let's take a look what he put in the fridge. Maybe he cooked us a nice family meal. Oh. It's the deputy's head. The pig is waiting for you in the dissection room, bitch. What, so you and your mom are gonna be waiting for me? Can we just bleach everything? We're gonna need, like, more than just bleach. We're gonna need, like, an entire disinfectant unit and, like, a hazmat crew to just, like, just get rid of everything that's here. Formaldehyde. Really, like, I mean, like, I think, like, an inspiration behind the mold as an entity in this game is, like, the black mold. Like black mold that you would see in, like, older houses and other places. Like, I think that was a big inspiration for the mold. And, because, like, a lot of the time with Resident Evil, it's, like, viruses, and, like, bacteria and other things. So, like, this is the first time they've went with, like, something more fungal. Just a different approach. Okay, so the dissection room is this way. I don't understand why you're in the wheelchair, because you've got teleportation powers, because you were on, like... I don't understand how you were able to get from the top floor to the basement, and then the dining room. Well, I guess I can't question their teleportation abilities. Okay, so the dissection room is this way. Yeah, just right in there. This is where I fought Jack earlier. And there's almost a guarantee that his body is not there anymore. Oh, I already killed it. I was like, why is it not doing anything? Maybe the virus-infected mold colony. Yeah, like I said, that's where a lot of the inspiration came from, was from the real-life phenomena of black mold. Rigor mortis must have set in, his joints are stiff. There's a sickeningly sweet stench. He started rotting already. Prove you're a real man. Stick your hand down this pig's throat.
Ah, no.
Oof. Oof. Like, this is disgusting. So, the snake key. If I remember right, the snake key lets me get to the armory upstairs. And I can't get it off my head. There we go. No, it's stuck on my glasses. No, there, disappeared. Well, I mean, I don't think I need to wash anymore because Blaze so kindly sprayed me with water. But unlike you, Blaze, I can actually fight back. So, you start spraying me with water, I fight back. I'm still wondering how I get in here. Maybe I'll figure that out next stream. That was nice. Everyone say thank you, Blaze. Thank you, Blaze, for giving me a nice little bath. It was definitely needed, because considering I'm walking through mold and body parts and infestations. Sure everything is reloaded. So that key that I just got, yeah, there's that room right there, and then there's something in there. And the snake key. Make sure you don't dehydrate from all that flamethrowing. Yeah. Fair. Yeah, limber up. Definitely needed. Because I think what I'll do is I'll get to the point of no return. I'll save, and then after that, that'll be where I'll call the stream. I usually like to keep my streams at least 4 hours at a time. If I can. I try to go longer if possible. But I still need to eat dinner, so I'm gonna do it a little bit earlier than I would have. So, yeah, the snake key goes. Welcome to paradise. Okay, I need key cards to get in there. But it looks like he's got a party. It's like a rave, almost. It's like I can hear the bass. It's like, ooh. A gun under the pillow. Wait, does this move? Oh, that's awesome! It actually moves. I've hurt myself more than a few times on one of these when I was younger. Well, I mean, at least he's honest about what his intentions were. He did set up a party. So... Okay, I guess that's on another floor, so let me look at different elevations. Okay, so downstairs at the morgue, the snake key goes there. But I'm going to go upstairs first and get the items that are up here, or at least unlock the door for it. I don't know if I need the crow key for anything else, but once I have unlocked everything, I don't really need to use it again. How did you get here from the basement? Like, why do you even use that wheelchair if you're able to just teleport? Like, sure, maybe you need something to sit down in, but get yourself like a recliner or something if you can teleport that stuff all the way there. Like, I mean, if you had teleportation abilities, would you just rather be in a wheelchair or recliner? It's like, at least be comfortable when you're teleporting. That is, what is that? Neuro rounds. That's for the grenade launcher. Did that say neuro rounds, or am I just, yeah, neuro rounds. Treasure photo. And then let me see what other... Yeah, I can go... The kids' room is also unlocked with this key. It's about to get totally saw up in here. I got Dr. Evil chair to teleport you around. American football. 3rd place. 2nd junior engineering contest. Handgun ammo. Gunpowder. A lockpick. A secret button that goes up into the attic. Oliver stopped his yelling, but sometimes I hear knocking from above. It really stinks, and some weird juice is dripping from the ceiling. Anyway, since I had time, I changed the remote control trophy again. Now it'll be shiny even at night. It's broken. How do you know it's broken just on inspection? Like, do you know how the functions of a piano? April TH. Mommy took me to the hospital in town. They took a photo of my head with a weird machine. Then Mommy bought me a 259-piece puzzle from the toy store. Stupid Oliver keeps teasing me. You're a crazy head. I lied to Oliver. I told him to come up for my birthday party, then shut him in the attic from outside by remote control. He kept crying, let me out, Lucas. I changed the remote control so stupid Zoe can't just get into the attic. I melded it with one of my investors' contest trophies. Now she'll never find it. The struggles of having no inventory space. But while I'm here, one of the key cards. But the good news is that unlocks that's one of the key cards I need to unlock the way forward. So I think I might save that for next stream, because I feel like I can beat this in 2 streams, just because like I've played like Resident Evil 7 so many times, and the last time I streamed this back in 2018, I beat it in 1 playthrough, but I just don't have the energy for that anymore. How the shadow doors work from physical version, right? Like, who builds this shit? Well, I actually do have an in-lore answer for that. So the same people who made the Spencer Mansion in Resident Evil 1 were the same architects who designed the Baker Estate. So there's this minor little connection there, but it is the same company that made the Spencer Mansion that built the Baker Estate. Or at least part of it. So let me do a little check here real quick. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and call the stream here. I will probably finish it the next time I play. So I'm trying to get onto a more consistent schedule of like streaming every other day. That may not always be possible, but I'm going to definitely try if I can. I'm going to go ahead and raid out to another spirit friend of mine. Ooh, geez, the game lagged like real bad when I did that because I had to alt-tab. But I'm going to go ahead and raid out to AquaDragon39. He is another spirit like myself, very talented modeler. If you don't want to stick around for the raid, that's fine. I'll be seeing y'all next time. But if you want to support Aqua, stick around for the raid. And I will be seeing you all in the next stream. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Bye-bye.